Hi, I'm Myochi.
And I am Renee, and welcome to the 40 Spot, or welcome back to the 40 Spots, where we discuss the highs and lows and everything in between about being 40. So, for all of our newbies, welcome. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this live. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that notification bell so that you know every time that we're going live. Also, follow us on all social media platforms at the40spot.com. And if you just so happen are listening on the replay, wherever you get your podcast, we welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. Tell everybody that you know. Come to the 40 Spot. Family, friends, co-workers, even your enemies. We want them too.
Yes. So, on today's episode, we are discussing dating and the dating scene and ways to meet new people. We're discussing this with poet and author Emmanuel Ehiemua. But first, we are going to get into our While We Were Out segment. This is where we discuss news, entertainment, and personal experiences that have occurred since our last show. So, first things first, the Grammys.
Yes, it is going to be tonight. Also, Tennessee State University Aristocrat of Bands. They have been nominated for 2 Grammys. They're having their listening party, watch party right now on campus. So I wish them all great, success. It's just, huge just to be nominated. Also, they were also nominated for 2 NAACP Image Awards. So if you haven't went and voted, please go and vote. Tennessee State University Aristocrat of Bands. That is a wonderful, wonderful marching band and everything. So it's in the gospel category. So we're excited for them. Go Big Blue, go Tigers, and that's a win-win for all HBCUs,
Yes,
actually.
yes, yes. HBCUs are doing their thing right now.
Yes, yes. You better get you one of them a HBCU degree.
Speaking, the Grammys have already started. I know they do like some things before the actual visual
The-
part,
yes.
the thing that's the televised piece. So,
Hmm.
just an update: Viola Davis just won a Grammy for her reading, I believe, of her book. So she's officially an EGOT recipient. I'm not sure what all that means, and that she has a Tony, an Oscar, a Grammy, EGOT. What else does she need?
I don't know. I mean,
Theater, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, congratulations.
yes, yes. Viola Davis, she's definitely killing it, and I'm just loving that Pathways was created for her to be able to be acknowledged in her work. And this is, I don't even feel like that she's at the highlight, at the pinnacle of her career. I'm just excited. She is one of my favorite actresses, and I'm just excited to see what else she does and how much more things that she's able to do.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, you were just talking about TSU and all the wonderful things they are doing and highlighting once again HBCUs. And a not so great highlight, HBCU has apologized for recruiting a white football player who used the N word. So this football player was Marcus Stokes. A couple weeks ago, before 2 weeks ago, he had lost his scholarship and position on the University of Florida's football team
Okay.
because he was rapping a song and he felt the need. Not only did he say the N word, he did it on video and felt perfectly fine. So, of course, they cut him. No, thank you. We don't want it. Obviously, you do not understand the assignment. So, goodbye. Well,
Jeez.
Albany State University then offered him a position and a scholarship. And it took actual backlash for them to say, oh, I guess that's not the best thing for us to do. So now they've rescinded his scholarship and position. So uh, I'm glad they rescinded it, but it's interesting that they actually say, oh, they don't want you, we want you. I guess the coach, Quinn Gray Sr., I
Hmm.
guess he just was like, you have great stats. I need you on my team. But wasn't the best for publicity. And it probably wasn't for the best on the campus either. asking for this person to come and join the team. That is like camaraderie is the number one part, I would think, in most sports. So, you have somebody joining who now you have to question their for real, question their motive.
Right. And also, whoever was doing the recruiting, clearly you didn't recruit good enough. You just was solely focused on stats, which, yes, that is good. But now these days, you can't just focus on stats and the grades. You got to see what are you doing else and otherwise, because those type of things, it should have never, ever, ever slipped, through the cracks. But I'm glad that they caught it. And before you got out there on the field, guess what? You're riding the bench somewhere
Exactly.
else.
And before you
Toodles,
got off the field and somebody cracked your skull, and then you trying to be mad because somebody cracked your skull, they coming for you, bro.
can't you hear him? It's
So
like, my dad's gonna sue you, not before we knock your whole block off. Be like,
exactly. So
yeah.
yeah, that happened. But HBCUs are still on the rise and they're still doing great things. So we are very proud of them. Speaking of HBCUs, if you are a senior out there and you are in jeopardy of not graduating due to insufficient funds, and we know that happens because unfortunately, students at HBCUs don't always get a lot of scholarships and grants. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Travis Scott, actually, this is his second year, but the application is open right now. It is called the Wagman Webster Scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
It's named after his grandfather, who went to HBCU as a professor, and a lot of his family actually went to HBCUs as well. So he has $1 million
Wow.
scholarship that he has. The application is open. If you know a senior, yeah, look into it. Get your coins. They have really been doing some great things. I didn't know about it until this year, so I was like, that is pretty awesome. Let the people know we can have great people at HBCUs and not have to be worried so much about the financial piece. And because a lot of times that is the hardest piece. It don't matter where you are, the finances is the hardest piece.
Okay, I want to say this. This is the update because I'm sitting there. I
Okay.
know you probably looking and said Tennessee State, they won the best gospel roots album category. So this we made history, the
Yeah.
first collegiate marching band to win a Grammy. So yes, this is a huge night for HBCUs, definitely for
Yes, that is
Tennessee
so
State.
awesome.
They are down there at like the student center having a watching party, and it is definitely lit. And I'm pretty sure the parties in tomorrow is going to be crazy. Shout out to all of the men and women, all of the staff, everybody that has poured into those students and stuff. That is great. What a great I can't wait. Hopefully, we would definitely get another one. But guess what? History definitely has been made. The only thing that would have been better, y'all just let everybody that's at HBCU be there during Grammy week. Trust me,
Okay.
it would have been lit.
And I know
It would
a
have been
few
lit.
Fifth guys that's down there, so I can only imagine what's going on right now. And there's some TSU people out there that I follow that's out there. So
Yeah. La, 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 la. Look, and it ain't no telling who else because we do know like a lot of actors and actresses, they are alumni of HBCU. So this is a win for all. This is
yes,
definitely a win for all. And it's just another like just accomplishment that they can sit up there and say, hey, well, I was on this marching band. That is everybody's Grammy,
yes.
everybody's Grammy. So I am so excited. And they are like lit, turn it up, whatever. It looks just like a pep rally right before homecoming.
You're watching on your phone, like, oh, I wish I was
Yes, like
there.
I wish we got to figure out how to be able to incorporate this stuff. Be like, look, y'all, look, and stuff. So I'm just trying to keep that stuff posted, and if we get the other one, I'm gonna be like, hey, we got it.
But not maybe. What did it say? New alert, alert, alert.
Alert. Exactly. Exactly.
So, as we are talking about greatness of HBCUs, we have a little black girl magic happening. Miss
Boop, boop.
Bobby Wilson. I know many of you may have heard about the 9-year-old. I want to say in Connecticut, who created a concoction. I believe it was apple cider vinegar, water, and something else. I don't remember. She found that on TikTok to treat this bug. I don't, do you know what the bug was? It was this bug that they had been talking about on the news in the area that was just wreaking havoc on the environment and in the trees. Do you know
Um,
the? It's some
I'm
type
not
of moth or
exactly,
butterfly.
yeah, something like that, but it was a very invasive species, so
Yes,
that it didn't have like any known natural predators that really just eat it up. And it was very devastating to the vegetation in the area.
yes,
So the news, along with public health officials, had been notifying the residents like things that they can do to try to, kill these bugs off, protect their vegetation, their flowers, and stuff like that, because it needed the, the public health department could not do it themselves, because
right.
it was just growing. The population of this bug was just growing astronomically. So
So Miss Bobby took it upon herself and she made the concoction. She went around the neighborhood. She was spraying, and this happened like a month or so ago, spraying the trees and spraying the grass. Well, a Ken decided to call the police on her, and in the recording, you hear him say, "A little black woman is spraying the trees and the ground, and I'm scared."
yes.
So something that she was trying to do positive turned into a negative, unfortunately could have been worse. But what we are here to discuss today is how she was recently honored at Yale public health piece of their
Yeah,
department.
public school of public health.
Thank you. School of Public Health. So she was honored. She received an award, and she's having a mentorship now with a professor that is there. They're like, we need her here. So kudos to her to keep doing what she's doing to save the environment and learn about bugs. And I just love that this was definitely an instance of a hater making and opening a door for something great. We all know
Exactly.
things could have went so much worse, but so happy that she's having a better experience and outcome and that she didn't just get traumatized by such a crazy um
White
event in her
man.
life. Exactly. So kudos to you,
Yes.
Miss Bobby Wilson.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
last but not least, this is not has not happened, but we want to kind of talk about it because we are going to be out, right? So next Sunday is the Super Bowl,
Boop, 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 boop.
aka Rihanna's concert, because that's why I'm watching.
Hello. Hello.
I'm so excited. Like, I'm definitely part of the Navy. I'm part of the Beehive too, but I'm very excited about Rihanna's concert on Sunday. But there is obviously a game that's going on. And so, what's super cool about the Super Bowl is that was it Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts are black starting quarterbacks, and this is going to be the first of two starting quarterbacks being black in the Super Bowl. So that's making history right then, and it's so many historical things happening next Sunday. It's super crazy. So I watched for that piece as well.
Yes, yes, but we got a lot of other different things that's happening with the
Yeah.
Super Bowl and everything. Miss Autumn Lockwood, she's set to become the first black woman to coach in the Super Bowl. So just kudos to her. Like, this is, first off, every year is the year to be black first. But like, we started off really, really good and strong in 2023. Um, maybe COVID had to reset some things and reset some stuff straight, setting
Straight.
it straight.
Straight.
Black is still black, and guess what? It is where it's at.
I'm
That
just
is,
saying this is great for Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of be
oh,
rounding it off at
absolutely.
that time. So this is really, really a great thing that's happening. So not only is it Black History Month, but Valentine's Day is coming up. And so we was like, what better to discuss going into Valentine's Day? Because some people are very quick. I'm not that quick, so I don't know if I'll meet somebody. But if you haven't met someone, or you are looking for tips of someone you know that's looking, what should we be doing to meet someone? So today we have Brother Manny, the poet. We're so happy for him to be with us. How
Yes.
you doing? How you doing, brother?
Hey, ladies, how are you? Quiz.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Great.
Yes, so Manny is a father, he's an educator, he's a community advocate, he is a poet, like I said, he is an author, he's a fellow Fiscite, HBCU, there we go again, and he's a fellow Taurus. I mean, he's also an overall businessman. So like he wears a lot of hats.
Oh,
And
please don't
so
forget that he's a Kappa Alpha side. Like, we love the Divine Nine over here. We definitely do.
yes,
So we
we do.
want to
Yes,
shout
we do.
out because y'all brothers, y'all are making headway. Y'all are doing great things. One of your brothers, I was just in Memphis helping with, being at one of their events and stuff that he
Mhm.
put on. So y'all visible everywhere, everywhere.
That's why I
And
said
now
he's
you're on the
wearing
40
many
spot.
hats.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was
No,
probably hats you didn't even
listen.
think about.
No, listen. Thank you for that great introduction, man. Listen, when you say it like that, it's a lot of hats, but it's okay. It's men, we enjoy wearing a lot of hats and doing things that are going to benefit ourselves and family, and it's a great topic we on too. So I'm glad to be here.
Exactly. And
Absolutely.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
wear the hats well, why not?
Yes. The comment section is everybody saying, hey Manny, that's for Net, and I think it's Shatoria. We want to
Oh,
shout out to everybody who has jumped in, Janelle.
oh,
We just
hey
want to
everybody.
give just
I got some
like
great
we
friends. You
love you.
see, yeah, I got some great friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got some good
Please
supporters.
share, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us. Don't just like
Yeah.
our pages and stuff. Follow us. Please let everybody else know.
Mhm.
Um, Even if you have to share the live later, we never delete any of our lives, so they always will be there, so people can listen on the replay. Also, later in the week, they can
Mhm.
also listen to this and our rest of our shows wherever they get their podcast at. So,
Absolutely.
so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of those. We there. We there.
We are there, but we also want to be there with someone else.
There we
Hold
go.
up.
So my question, so we
Down to the
have
nitty
you
gritty.
here exactly down
Hmm.
to the knit. This is why we
Hmm.
here, okay?
Hmm.
Okay, so here's the thing. We said we want to have this conversation, but what better way than to bring on a person on the other side of it, right? Like they can give their own perspective, their own experience. So that's why we're
Hmm.
like, Brother Manny, come and
Hmm.
join us. I mean, and
Hmm.
then you write about love, so you got to know something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've definitely been through all the stages of relationship, and but it's good to have for sure another perspective, and
Absolutely.
especially for my man and see because it's hard for us sometimes, men and women, to understand each other, and so conversations like this are needed. It's good,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and we all want to have somebody that's special, that a mate or companion or something. We're built like that, I think.
Yeah, I think
Sadly,
so too.
Yes.
yeah.
Even if you're
Everybody
in a
need a hug.
even if you're in a space where you don't want that right now,
Hmm.
I believe just in
Hmm.
general you're going to
Hmm.
find yourself there where it's like, okay, I mean, how many people in the old folks home be like, well, I guess I'm ready to settle down now.
Like, no, I don't want you. You're in a wheelchair.
Somebody want them though.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At that point, it's just like, okay. Well,
Well,
now
But
we
you
so
can.
just
here's
gonna
go ahead,
see.
I'm sorry.
No, go. No, you can do it whenever you want to, and then taking time to yourself is always good. Well, we always talk
Exactly.
about
Yeah.
being healed from stuff and being at a certain place where you can receive somebody if they're good anyway. You're not at that place, you're gonna mess it up in the beginning.
Exactly.
It's done.
Come on
Hmm.
now. You better just preach. But here's
Listen.
the first question.
Hmm.
What has been your go-to for meeting new people? Because you say you've been
Well.
in a lot of different phases. So that might have been
Hmm.
with the same
Hmm.
person, different people. So as you're switching over phases, what has been
Hmm.
your go-to?
So I'm still old fashioned. I like face to face. So I like somewhere anywhere. It could be a grocery store. I don't get library. It could be a function of dinner. It could be a lounge. Like it could be a gas station. It's going to be something to make me gravitate and take notice and do something and move. If that's what it is. But I've done. That's my preferred thing. I'm just old school. I
I
know people
mean,
that
that's fine.
know.
So when you say your preferred thing, what is the preferred thing you're looking at? When you see somebody and you be like, oh yeah, because I see you face to face. What is it that
Hmm.
you're looking at usually? Well, the multiple
Well,
things. I know there may be. different things.
I know you just want to ask controversial. No, man, we're very no, we're very visual men. Y'all know this. So we're visual, so it's gonna be something that catches my eye that way. Then I'm also like an energy person. So even watching somebody walk through the grocery store and what they're doing, I'm looking at something physical, yes, but then also looking at what they're doing. Maybe I'm looking in that basket and see what kind of food is it out. Donuts? Is it the vegetables in there? Like got some information.
Child, I
You
must
know.
have 86 on with my basket. Well, recently my basket has been looking pretty good, so they probably like, dang, she like a lot of cheese.
Right. It's like, guess what? You have people
Yeah,
following
so
you out of the set, like, she bought an 18 carton of eggs. Like, man,
boy.
eggs are $100 million. Like, I ain't had an egg sandwich in a long time. Let me go ahead and shoot a shot. Holla, 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 holla,
I'm
holla.
just saying that's part of
Yeah.
my keto diet. I need eggs.
I hate eggs, so I'm winning with this egg price. I'm sorry the egg prices
Really?
are high for your people who love eggs. But no,
Dang.
Okay. So you just don't like them but not allergic.
it's like a mild thing, so I get all queasy, nauseous.
Oh
But
Okay.
wow.
I still
I
like
usually didn't
French
like
toast or
the
something. But,
okay,
But
so it's
just
the
like
taste.
just an egg by itself, like,
mm,
nah.
mm, mm, it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I
It's
used to
weird.
do, I there was a time that I didn't like the smell of eggs, but I still ate them. I just couldn't smell them, so I couldn't cook them. Somebody else would have to cook them. I don't know. It was something about it. It was like, I cannot. So I kind of understand that. I don't know. I just kept eating them, but I couldn't. I
I
couldn't
can cook them
stand the
though.
smell.
I can cook them. Tip guys number one, learn how to cook. That's number one. Learn how to cook.
Hello.
Thank you for
Now,
saying that. I'm glad we didn't have to.
learn how to cook. Now, two
Yeah.
reasons though. Now, first of all, I'm gonna be real. You
Okay.
need to know how to take care of yourself and so cook for yourself. Also, know how to cook for your mate. Is great. That's something that seems small, but it's big, and it says that you care. And it's something different. We can all go out to restaurants every day and do that. It just takes money for that and Google. But
But the
something at
effort
home is intimate and effort. Yeah, it goes a long way, right?
It does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
and the
I
dessert is already at the house
There
as
you go.
well. Ice
Mm-hmm.
cream,
All that.
cheesecake,
Hmm. Strawberries, the chocolate.
whatever's whipped
Hmm.
cream. I'm just saying, you have a more little variety. I'm just saying, it's
Hmm.
already at the house.
Hmm.
That's
all right.
it.
Y'all a trip. What is listen?
What has changed for you though? So face to face, you said you're old
Hmm.
school. Have you always been old school? Because now we're in our 40s. Like when you were 20,
Yeah.
I mean, was online. I think I did online dating when I was in my 20s. Did you ever once? Did you ever try online
No,
dating?
no, not. I mean, I did. Let me see. It's gonna. We already in the 40 spot. Maybe Black Planet or something like that. I can remember like a Black Planet was
Black
my
people
first.
meet.
No,
Something like
Black
that.
Planet.
No, it's called Black Planet
He's talking about old school where you
and like
put
MySpace.
music up.
Maybe
Yes.
Oh, I
MySpace.
do remember that.
Maybe MySpace. One of
Oh.
those, like, but like far back. And
Yeah.
I think I met somebody, but it was still like weird. But like
Yeah.
now, you say what I come to now though. If you're gonna be somebody, you really have to go to social media because people are really, or a site or something like that, because people really are into that. For
Yeah.
various benefits. So you really have to incorporate same thing with your business. You gotta have it on social media. You just can't be like I'm gonna do this way,
Mm.
advertisement to so many
Yeah.
people that own social media. But I still like prefer school.
I read yesterday, I saw a video. I didn't read anything. I was watching something that actually talked about having a third place. And what they were saying was, everybody, most people only have two places, work and home. And that
Mm.
over the years in the United States, now you can find in other countries, there are not a lot of third places. Third places being like a lot of coffee shops, record stores, just places where as you walk from work, most people have cars, right? Used to be that everybody didn't have a car. They may have had a family car, but a lot of
Right.
people took the bus, they took the train or whatever. So we have a lack of third places. And that's one of the reasons why it's actually hard to meet people organically, because third
Mm.
places allowed you to bump into somebody one day, you had a smile. The next time y'all bump into each other, then it progressed. Now you got to figure out a whole bunch of stuff in the next 5 minutes because or 5 seconds because that person's about to walk away. And he also talked
True.
about how in third places, people would go in and they would talk, because it wasn't also a big push to sell, right? Because people were going to come
Mm.
and buy all the time. So a lot of times we also don't go into places like a lot of coffee shops. We drive in the Starbucks,
Drive through.
but
Yeah.
there's like a coffee shop close to my house that I like. I don't even go all the time. I've went twice. But you don't find a lot of just third places that, in which a third place is defined as a place that you kind of frequent. You know,
Yeah.
third place used to be church, but
Yeah.
our generation in the 40s, a lot of us are not frequently church. We may go to church, but we don't go to church all the time. So we are missing that
Or you
third.
catching it online where it's
Exactly.
just
So
like, I
it's
ain't
so
got to get
many.
up.
Everything's online.
Exactly. So it's so many things that have kind of taken us out of community and connection. So the organic piece of the old school of meeting face to face, it really is only happening if you go to Walmart. And I don't know if you like me, like when I'm at Walmart, I'm ready. I'm on my phone looking at my list because I need to get out. Okay, because if I pay attention to everything else, my bag's gonna be full, and I'm gonna be at the thing like, why am I spending $150 and I got two bags? So I'm trying to get in and out,
And I
or
think,
I'm Instacarting. So my
yeah,
third place be like,
And see,
I,
and the third place you said it though. The third place really you still want it to be kind of organic, and still less
exactly.
threatening. So it's gonna be like the gym. It might be the grocery store. Now for you all, I know ladies might be in the gym like, look, I'm in my gym mode. Don't talk to me. Okay. And this guy might be genuine. He or she might be genuine. And so the supermarket as well. You focused on that. So you have to learn how to open up. Your third place can alternate, but it could go from this to this. But whatever you frequent,
I think
and
that you
you
just hit
know,
the nail on the head. Be open. But like, you're on the
mhm.
treadmill. Like, why this dude and walk over to me on the treadmill? Girl, do you want somebody to talk to you? Like, is he supposed to where he's supposed to walk to your car? And now you're gonna be scared because now you walked up to my car and you're just gonna have I mean, because the world
but
is
you know what?
crazy. Is you
It's
gonna pull me in?
crazy. Like at the gym, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I go, I always said like when I get to the size that I want, then I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be color coordinated. I'm gonna have my shoes and all this other kind of stuff. Like I go in there and I'm looking crazy. Like I'm ready to kill fat cells. So it's like when you in kill mode, you in war mode. Like it ain't pretty. Like like my plan is like okay, I already know I'm gonna be in here huffing and puffing and like give me 10 minutes on the treadmill and I'm just walking. I'm already sweating. So at that point, like I don't even want to be bothered. So but then, like, you see somebody else come in, it's like, damn, this girl, she come here to get these dudes. Like, she did. Like, she came here, she, like, she got her belly out, all this other type of stuff, And, they just out there. But then it's kind of like, okay, sometimes you are particularly in a competition. And I guess, like, now being in our 40s and stuff like that, if sometimes it is something always going to be attractive about the youthfulness of a person. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
and I
not
think that's
like,
for everyone, man or woman. What would you say, Manny? Throw him in the
Mm,
fire.
well, guys, no, guys, I guess can still look at youth, for various reasons. We could do something more before. I could go longer playing basketball or doing more things, multiple things. Now I'm older, I can't do the same. Or, now I can't, my body ache where I gotta be. But for most part, I
Right.
think guys we look forward to being older and more mature and having an expanded business and having family that's your thing and like growing up more so,
I have
you
a
know.
question. Going to
Yeah.
what Renee just said, I'm in competition. I go to the gym, and I've been doing a good job of going to the gym. However, feeling like you're in competition with the people who are there that's like got the tank top that makes the bottom and they whatever. And they also have the body, right? Looks like they've been
yeah.
in the gym. I mean, maybe they've been under knife and maintaining. Who knows? I don't care. I just know I don't look like them. Do you feel like personally and people do guys, because I've heard that guys don't really care necessarily. It's like, oh, but I see you doing work in the gym. So that in of itself is going to attract me to you. Would you agree with that?
Well, I agree. Both of y'all said it. Like women are in competition with other women. See, we're going to talk to y'all at the gym. We can't do it because you making sure you look good for this person over here because y'all competing. And then also you sweaty, so you don't want to say nothing. But if a guy approaches you at the gym, he's definitely not only looking at aesthetics. Maybe like you said, he's looking at your work ethic. She can work out. I've seen her here time and time again. So anything like that and working out, which is hard for a lot of people, can symbolize fidelity. She can be loyal. You know, she might not
Mm.
be, she might
Let me.
stay,
What time am
not
I
be
going
80%.
tomorrow? Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me check the
no,
I
calendar.
think
the
I'm
gym is a
I
good
think I'm gonna
place.
start
Okay, that might be
tomorrow.
my third place. Okay, okay,
Go to
okay.
the
Gym is a
Let me
gym.
place.
know.
Look, I'm already paying to be there and I ain't there,
But
so
that
I
also
might as well
means I
get
Most
can't
people.
do.
early.
That also mean I can't just do Zumba aquatic fitness because I pass right by everybody else and go in Zumba. I mean, I need to go on a treadmill and go where people are.
Now I will say this: the if the gym is going to be a third place, because of course there are men there. However, like typically, if you go to a Zumba class, I can say the ones that I've been to is 98% females. You know, sometimes it's 100% females in these exercise classes. I've done, you know, like the cycling classes. I did a few of those, Zumba, like hip hop fitness, anything other than that, you know, even when we went to what like the Afro beats, you know, hip hop exercise, whatever, like that. It is like dominated by females. Quick little story. So when I was at TSU, I had to take I had to take a exercise class. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna take weightlifting. I'm gonna meet some dudes up in here, right? Cause like it's weightlifting. Get that a first day of class. I be damn. Ain't there but two dudes in there. Ain't there but a whole lot of females. And it's like every female looking at it, everybody else like you had the same idea, right? Like, but that's the crazy
Yeah,
thing.
true. Yeah, dude's not taking a weightlifting class. They're not doing Zumba class.
But
They
guess
might,
They're gonna go and do it. Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know what? The
Well,
athletes, this is for the young people. If not, you got kids that in there. Tell your daughters don't take no weightlifting class because the athletes they have their own special class. They don't let regular people in there because they already know they gotta be focused and stuff. So it's like, ain't this matter? But like the dudes that was in there, that was like so cool, but like they knew it was gonna be some gang of girls in there. Like they knew, and it was just like look at this. But like I did enjoy the class. I really, really did. But like everybody, all of the females had the same mindset. I'm finna go here. I'm finna meet some basketball players, some track stars, some football players. And it's like, no, you ain't. They got their own class and you ain't invited.
Gym,
so the
good
gym is
place.
definitely a
That's a good
third place.
place. Yeah.
Corinthians is asking for anyone who just joined us. We're talking about ways to meet new people, and so we're talking about the idea of a lot of us is we just go home and we go to work. So what is a place that you can frequent? And I mean the main one besides church, which people are in our age range of 40s because that's what we're talking about. We don't go to church as much, or we're online. So the one we first came up with was the gym. That is one place that people frequent. But the point, ladies, this is for the ladies. We can't go to a whole bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of women. If you go to the gym, get on the treadmill. At least 15 minutes before Zumba or 15 minutes after. Tip number one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Corinthians, she said for her it's the airport. So like if you
Airport.
see people they traveling back and forth and stuff like that. So that is definitely a way to
But
meet people
so I
potentially
think that's
if you
a
ain't running
way.
late.
Right. I think it's a way to meet people, but the question would be because it's different people all the time. So I would say, and this let me ask y'all what y'all think about this because we're talking about frequency. That's how it
Okay.
becomes your third place. If you go to the airport, always going to the same like airport lounge or going to the same place to have you a drink. Because somebody who also travels a lot is gonna, you're gonna come in contact with them more often. Or you might find you a pilot or whatever. I don't know. I'm just thinking because also thinking, but I think great airport is great, but I'm always late to your point. So I'm not thinking about nobody. I'm
But
I
thinking
mean,
that
but
about
I
you,
me
but
guess
you
staying
that
on the
just,
would
plane.
but you just said being a era of technology, so it's really quick to if you're interested, that in 30 seconds you can hook up. What's your Instagram? Hey, what's your
Very true.
Snapchat? Hey, where's your scan my business card with the QR code? I mean, it's lots of different ways. If you're
mm-hmm.
That's
interested, the thing
true.
you said before is being open and trying to have a place that's not work at home. It's third place. Let it be something where you frequent. That makes it easy for you. You're always at the gym. You meet somebody at the gym or the airport or whatever. This person is like you already there. So it's a similarity. It's a
Yeah,
natural icebreaker.
that's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Mhm.
So let me ask you this though, right? Because we're talking about making an opportunity for guys to come up to us or whatever your preference is.
Mhm.
But when it
Mhm.
switches, when we're talking about hetero relationships, I don't know if it really matters when it comes to other types of relationship because but hetero relationships is this idea that men have to approach women. What's
Oh,
your
that's
thoughts?
not true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What are y'all thoughts on that piece? Like, if I'm going to the gym, am I waiting for him to come to the treadmill, or do I go, "Oh, let me get this weight. Oh, you get to pick up the. How did you pick up that
Oh, back
50
in the day, I was in the
pounds?"
club. I was grabbing butts. Was like, if I like this, like I'm gonna pinch your bottom and turn around. And I got a smile on my face.
Well, in today's world,
Some people
Renee,
they was
you are going
offended.
to
They
go
definitely
to
didn't have
jail.
that Donald Trump in them. Like
I mean,
That is
guys. I
called
mean,
non-consensual touching.
I thought
when
it
the,
was
what
okay because people they used to grab my butts and it was like,
That's
sometimes you turn around like,
also that
hey.
that was
y'all,
So
also
y'all trip,
non-consensual touching.
y'all trip.
okay, so no groping. So don't
Mm-mm.
grope people. But I said
No.
that was back in the day.
No, you need to talk to somebody. Don't wait for the guy. You might not have given him any clues, so you're gonna wait for him to come up to you. What if he doesn't do that? You got to make sure you give him clues if you're gonna take that route. Are you winking at him? Are you doing the double, triple take at him? Are you walking
Oh.
by him 2 or 3 times so he can take notice, or what? Or
I
you
have to
across the
walk
room? I mean, you gotta do
through 2 or 3
something.
times. That's too much.
You gotta do some eye
But
contact or
you
something.
gotta
You can do that.
you definitely gotta
You
make
gotta
yourself
smile
known.
something.
Nonetheless, like you already know whatever you wearing is just like very, very is gonna stand out amongst the rest. Like you have to put
It
yourself
don't.
out there to be seen. That's why
We
back in
we
the
I go to
day
the
we
I used
gym.
linear.
to
Man, we linear. Just go ahead and do something direct. Like look me in my eye a couple times and smile at me. Don't just
okay.
be like I'm this boss and I'm beautiful. You better come. I like you. No, we don't
I
know.
mean, you should know when you see me
When you smile, yes, but
smile.
do it twice or something. Maybe you were smiling
I got
somebody
you.
behind me.
Okay.
I mean,
Not once,
do it
but
one more
twice.
time. Yeah, then okay.
Okay.
So
The first,
Corinthians said, why are men so scared to make the first move? See, that's why I was grabbing people on the butt. I was pinching butts. So like you wasted too
That
much
is
time. Like I gotta
non-consensual
know.
touching. And
y'all
I
don't
will
want
say that
my answer.
again.
No,
I
y'all
do
want my answer.
want your answer.
Well, first
I
of all,
do.
we
That's
live
why
in
you're here.
listen. We're living in a time now that like I don't need a man. I got everything. He might, and then to shut down or let down the harder, harsher now. Like what? No. So they might be scared of rejection. Also, you got more people now going for online. So now you in person, you awkward. That's why you gotta use all of these things.
Yes.
And don't just lose. Still practice writing in cursive so you don't forget. Okay.
I love that analogy because children are not learning. Side note, children are not learning how to write in cursive anymore. I think that is
No. No, they
wild.
been stopped that. They didn't even teach
Mhm.
my son that. And I just
Not that we need
sidebar.
it. Here's the
I
thing. Not that we need it,
I
but
asked I asked somebody about that, and it was like when they was doing educational cuts and stuff, they was like, "Is it really necessary?" No, because they already seen the trend going towards computers, so they're gonna type stuff. But then if you gotta buy like a cursive practice writing book for every student, guess what? You take that out, you don't have to worry about it no more. So that's some of the reason why they did that. But
I
I
mean, it's
don't
cool
know.
for us. We're gonna be able to send, if you got kids pretty soon, the grandkids, you just leave information written right on the refrigerator. They'll never know what it says.
Cursive,
Like,
exactly.
I don't know what's
Exactly. That's gonna be the new code, just writing cursive.
yeah. No, but you
Or
gotta you
maybe
gotta listen, you got to see how funny these tangents. This is good. This
no, but
cursive.
for
I was
real,
talking
I
about
have
this
a.
for real.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, I'm sorry.
No,
We
I was like, I
sorry.
have a tattoo on my arm that says "No regrets" and it's in cursive. And a little kid was like, "What does that say?" And I was like, "Huh?" Because I know you could. Like, I was baffled, and that is how I found out that they don't teach in
Mhm.
cursive anymore. Here's the thing, though: we don't really need it. It's just a sidebar. Sorry, guys, I took us down that road,
That was a good one. That was a good
but we
one.
don't need it
That's all
anymore.
right. We live. We
We talk
live. We
about that.
live.
Yeah, we talk about that on the side. I talk about that like once a month. Somebody bring up something like that. Well,
Really?
I'm in education all the time, so maybe I'm different realms. But
Yeah, so that makes sense. What
yeah,
if you do meet somebody in their 40s and they can't read cursive and they be like, "What your arm say?" I'm gonna be like,
First off, guess what? I'm finna pull. Look, this is just like I tell people at work was like part of our 6 months and 1 year competency, people should be able to must read a paragraph out loud. Then tell me, what did you read? Don't repeat it. Tell me, because reading is essential. Everybody cannot read fluidly. They just read words, like that
Very true.
part was hard. That's how they read. They do not read fluid. And they don't understand. And people that's like, no, Renee. I was like, look, you can't tell me that. Everybody in here know how to read.
So hold
So,
on. So what if a guy is reading something and he not reading as fluid as you think he should be reading at this age? Are you gonna say that to
oh,
him,
that's a good
or you
question.
gonna,
I'm
or you
I'm asking.
you
I'm
gonna shut him
asking.
down and be like, mm-mm. You gonna
I ain't
say
gonna.
you're not?
I'm not gonna
What are
shut
you
him down. I'm
asking?
like, why you reading like that?
You gonna say it like that?
And that's why guys are scared to come up and talk to. See, you can't.
Because he
You got to be a
obviously
little
he's
nicer,
reading like
man.
that because that's how he reads. You can't say you read like that. You're like, no,
No,
click.
no.
Dang, Renee, you can't say it like that. You can say, I noticed that you struggled a little bit when you were reading that. Have that been an issue for you in the past?
Now, I'm just say this. I have posted a post before. It was like, and somebody comment was like, I see that you're struggling with English. Grammar may not be your thing. And it just didn't go over well in the comment section. So I
Because you
don't
did
know.
that to troll someone, I'm sure.
I didn't try, like, I
Right.
don't know what it was. It was like,
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm. You can't talk to men. No, you can't say that. You gotta be
I'm
nice
sorry.
if that was to happen. Okay, but I think men just scared of men could be scared of rejection, like women are, like scared of going.
Yeah.
I think going up to a dude because I don't have to do that. So it's you got to be willing to be rejected and not let that affect your confidence. But I think
Yeah.
if a woman is giving clues to a guy, he's gonna come up. If he doesn't, maybe he has somebody. That's it.
That
Or
means I
maybe the
have to
physical
go
attraction is
more.
unusual.
Right, that's true. And
It
that
could
means
be
I have
that
to go
too.
more if I'm like asking somebody. I'm like, oh, you got a friend. Okay, that's motivation to get to the gym more often. My question to you, Manny, what is your best pickup line?
Oh, my best pickup line. Do I use pickup lines?
What you saying when you say
I
hello?
say stuff. I don't know if I got a pickup line. That makes me sound like
Okay, I'm
some
It's
sorry.
the
some silly
It
voice.
was
joke.
It's
like,
your voice in general. Like, you're like, hello. And it's like, ew.
I don't got a pickup
It's very
line.
he has to
white.
say more than hello. Because if you say hello to me in the grocery store, I'm gonna say hi and I'm gonna keep walking because I speak to everybody.
I mean, you got to say what's in the moment, like
Mhm.
And if especially if I'm trying to meet someone, if I'm at the gym, I know you're probably sweaty and all that. You don't want to be bothered, so I might just be direct. Hey, my name is Manny. I think you're gorgeous. If it's what it is, I think you're pretty. I want to, could we talk later, go out, whatever I'm going to say. Because I know if I talk too long, you already like, oh my God, why are you talking to me? I'm on the treadmill. Get away from me. But it depends. I don't think I ask people stuff about their personality real quick. It might
Mhm.
not be fair. I might say, what's your sign? I might say, where you from? That
Mm-mm.
kind of thing. I could say, what do
Well, I
you
like
do?
what's your sign. Maybe I could use that one. That's a good opener. Maybe I shouldn't say pickup
Mm.
line, opener.
Say icebreakers. These are icebreakers.
Oh,
Icebreaker?
yeah.
Okay.
We
That's
got to have
good.
That's
icebreakers.
true. So it should be
Yes.
a question about them, not like, hey, what's the weather like?
No, I want to be
Don't
about you
do
so you can
that.
start talking. I got to get you
Hmm.
talking as a guy. The same thing if it's a lady going to a guy, get him talking. If he seems shy, get him talking. Ask
Hmm.
him what he's do. What's your sign? Where you from? Where you going? What you eating tonight? Whatever.
Yeah.
Now, in the grocery store, what would you say? I'm pushing my basket. Let me tell you what I have in my basket so you can come up with something for me. In my basket, I got bacon, I got eggs, period. Okay, because keto.
Eggs.
I got
Right.
bacon, I have eggs, I got some what else I
Avocados.
got? I have for sure I have avocados. I got all the expensive shit in my basket at this point.
Is you at
I
Publix or are you at Kroger's?
Right. Where you at too?
so it
That's sad
depends
you got to say that,
on
but
yeah, so I'm definitely at Publix because they have my bacon that I really like because I like a particular bacon and I like my bougie butter. I get my butter from there. Not to say that Kroger don't have it,
That
but
Kerrygold butter.
that Kerrygold butter.
The bougie butter.
And then I
tip
go out
number two,
front.
ladies,
I
go
get
to
my
Publix.
vegetables as well. I get my vegetables there as well. Oh my goodness! Don't get your vegetables from Walmart. I don't know what they do. I used to work at Walmart, and I still don't know what they do with these vegetables. But they put them through the ringer before they make it available.
Oh yeah, go to
Anyway, so I
Walmart.
get vegetables as well. So that's what be in my basket: bacon, eggs, cheese, um avocado
Avocados.
and vegetables. And you are going to say as I push.
Oh, we in it.
I'm waiting for you to talk to
Hey,
me. Oh, I'm supposed to
oh,
smile.
okay. Now I know you want me to, right? I don't know if you want me to, if
And
it's
see
me.
that, and
No,
that's why the
I
moment
was just,
passed, cause she trying to be like, oh, 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 he gonna say something. You like,
no,
I
I'll
don't know,
probably
what
say,
am I
excuse
supposed
me.
to say?
No,
The wheel
no, I
is so
say,
squeaky.
Not
Pop
at
that
Publix.
bucket, girl.
No,
Too
at
loud.
Publix, the wheels are not squeaky. Okay, they ride smooth. That's why you got to meet them at Publix. Now, what you say,
I
Manny?
might say you're making an omelet or something, ask you what you're cooking. No, I'll say, excuse me, how you doing? I might
Hmm.
not mention your food at all. If I was mentioning your
Oh,
food,
okay.
I might say, are you making an omelet or something? I don't like eggs. I told you that before. That'll make you start talking. You don't like eggs. Everybody like
You,
eggs. What's wrong
oh
with you, boy?
yes,
Mm.
that's a good one
That's
because that's
it.
exactly what I
That's
said. You
it.
don't eat eggs.
And I can tell you more
Ew.
about myself and get you talking. The more I get you talking, the more letting down your little barrier and I can get your number or Instagram something.
Yeah,
Okay.
People
I
go to
had a guy
Instagram
try
now.
to
Don't do
talk to
that.
me. Don't go to Instagram
Don't
like
only get
DM.
somebody Instagram only.
If you're
People
in
like
your
Listen,
40s, I think that's a young
like
person thing because, like, my son, he's 19 and he has met several of his friend girls, and one of his main girlfriends that he had, like, they met off of Instagram, but like, we would be places. He was like, Mom, I know her. I was like, how you know her? Off of Instagram. I said, you can really recognize people off of Instagram because, like, if I don't know you, like, I don't recognize like nobody off of Instagram, but he does. But I don't think that's something that we should do. Brianna said in the in the comments that we're not meeting nobody at Walmart. It was
I
like,
mean, I'm not really. I won't say
maybe
that I'm not gonna meet
so.
anyone at Walmart. What did Manny say? We have to stay open.
Open. We
We
got to
have to
stay
stay
open.
open. I'm about to
And
find. I'm
Frenette
also
said
about to find.
at all, like not at Walmart at all. What about and correct me if I'm wrong, Corinthians? She used to be a regional manager for Walmart, but the store managers at Walmart and you too, they be making six figures.
Let me tell you something. I don't want
So
nobody
guess
working.
what? You might need to
Time
get the
out.
store
Let me
manager.
say what I'm about to say. I don't want nobody at Walmart because I know they stressed. And I don't need the type of stress in my life. I was very stressed during my time at Walmart, and I know you stressed, and I don't need you coming home with that. Not that type of. That's a whole nother type of stress because it's gonna give me PTSD, and I'm gonna get triggered. See how you already got me going, and I'm gonna be
Yeah,
thinking about them
stop.
flip flops. So
Well, I was thinking about that. I said
I
I started taking.
will
I
not.
got a pair of them flip flops on, right?
I will not be
why do y'all all wear flip
exposing.
flops to the grocery store real quick?
I
Because the
do
flip,
not.
pretty much I know what you're gonna wear at the grocery store. You're gonna be in some tights. You're gonna be in those little flip flop slides or whatever. The big now they got like
I
big
don't do
bubbles
that.
or
I
some
don't wear
Gucci
them, but
type
I think
stuff.
people do it to be
I don't know.
comfortable.
People have
Whatever I
some on your
wear, where I'm
head.
going to the grocery store, I'm going to be comfortable. Are you going to now tell me I need to dress up?
No, not even saying that. But I just want to know why y'all did that. It's
Oh,
like,
it's
is
just
this
to
a
be comfortable. So
trend to be comfortable?
I will wear slides. I mean I have Adidas. I got basic Adidas slides. I don't have the bubbles, but I would say you see that mostly because it's comfortable. Women wear tights. I think contrary to what most men believe, most women are not wearing tights to show their body. It's hella comfortable. You put them on, you put on a shirt, put on a sweater, you go about your business.
But you know
It's
it show your
comfortable.
body too, though, right? Don't act like
I
you don't.
mean, I show my body anywhere I go. Not like that. Okay,
I know it's
great.
share. So, question: are y'all at the
So
supermarket even dressing right there? Are y'all still doing it for other women to make sure y'all are? Because y'all
no,
mentioned it at the gym. So, are you making sure even at the grocery store that you got on
no. I
or
mean, even so at the gym,
competing with?
I would say at the gym, I'm not doing it for them either. I don't really care about what they have on. I was saying it more of a like, I see this person with this little bitty tank top and the tights and you're
Or
matching and all that other stuff. And I'm not because I'm going in a cut up t shirt and I'm going in pants and I'm going to Zumba or I'm getting on the treadmill, whatever I'm doing. That piece of competition, like the question was more like, is it a competition with that aesthetic, you know, compared to like I'm throwing this on again in the gym. At the grocery store and when I'm running errands, I just want to be comfortable because I don't even want to be there. Let me tell you.
I would
I
say
need
majority
somebody
of
to do
my
these errands for me. And until someone can, I'm going to be comfortable.
okay,
That's my reason.
I would say this for me. That a lot of times when I'm out running errands and I'm at the grocery store, I'm at Walmart because I work third shift. This is when I'm getting off of work, so I have on scrubs. So typically when I'm out at Walmart, Kroger's and stuff like that, because more of the elderly people, they're out early in the morning, and I get off at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm at Walmart at 7:30. So most of the people, because just naturally people work first shift, I'm already in the hustle and bustle. Everybody else is in hustle bustle traffic, trying to get to work. I'm getting off work. And then while I'm in there, like I will just be in there just chilling, just whatever. But it's typically like nobody there. It's more of elderly people. It's not crowded or anything like that. So Target, Walmart, those places, they typically are places that I frequent early in the morning.
For me, Target is more of a stroll. Walmart, I am never happy to be there. Maybe it also is my PTSD. I see Fernette agreed with me. She worked at Target. I'm sorry, Walmart. Corinthians actually added, no, this Fernette said a lot of Walmart employees have issues, period. Listen. So when I go to Walmart, I go in, getting out. Target is my, I finagle and I go around and I look and I browse. And so maybe I can meet someone at Target. But how I look is definitely for comfort. It's comfort over everything. But when you go out, let me do, because I know we talked about a lot about women dress for women.
Yeah.
Do you men not dress for men as well?
Nah, not at all. I think men just kind of dress what we're gonna wear. Like if we're going out somewhere, maybe we want to make sure we dress in suits today with those suits. We dressing down or whatever, jeans. Some people do that. I'm a Taj, you know how we are. We do our own thing. But men, for the most part, they just go for what they feel, really, and they're
I
a little
feel
more
like guys
secure.
be
We got
trying
less pressure than y'all though. We got less pressure. Again, y'all give
to.
yourselves pressure. We don't give each other pressure like that on what you wearing like that, and especially if you're at the gym or the grocery store or wherever you are. We don't get that.
So is that, I guess, on the list of things we need to add to like lower the pressure that we give ourselves in
For
meeting people?
sure. If y'all lower the pressure y'all giving yourselves, that's gonna make y'all focus on stuff like men that's around you. Okay, and then you can focus on letting that man know about it with the triple take that you think he cute. So then he can bring his
Okay.
scared self over there if he's being scared. If he's not scared, if he's bold, and that's what it is, he's gonna walk over there from the first clue. He's gonna read you.
I hope y'all
So
taking notes. I know I am.
yeah.
Okay.
But so if a guy, don't be disappointed if a guy doesn't approach you and you gave him a couple signals, maybe he was maybe he wasn't for you because he didn't have the confidence necessarily to be on that level with you. But make sure you're doing your thing. You want somebody that matches your energy. So you can't, if you're too
Exactly.
scared, then you want a king to know how to lead and show aggressiveness when they need to, especially in getting you, right? Make sure it validates
Exactly.
you as well. So it's not always a
Exactly.
bad thing. Just make sure you're doing your thing, giving these clues though. And
So a perfect example of that, or of that not happening, my mom and I went to Piccadilly. So we went, it was very nostalgic. We have not been to Piccadilly in years. My grandparents love Piccadilly, and so had been talking about them. So we went to Piccadilly. And we sat in anyway. We saw this guy when he came in, and he like kept doing a double take. And my mom had on her Saint stuff or whatever. So anyway, we left out, and the guy, he turned around again. He said, "I like that team." Then he started a conversation with my mom. It went over. Then we walked to the car. He starts his car and then walks over and continues the conversation. Never closed. And then he said, "All right, y'all have a good day." I was like, what just happened? But the perfect example, because my mom was like, well, he couldn't even ask me for my number, so that's okay. Because she was engaging him and like having a conversation with him. So I'm expecting, and for her, she's like, well, I'm single, I'm talking to you. So this not cool enough. Either you just really want to talk to me and you're otherwise involved, or you that scary, and I don't need you to talk to me if you're that scary.
now, but if that happens, if you talking like that, if that happens, I would just, if you like that guy or girl, you attracted to them, go ahead and give the guy, just say, call me.
Like, you should call me
Maybe he's still,
sometime.
Okay.
yeah, just say that. Call me sometimes. For some reason, even though he's talking, he still might be scared, like you said, to close
I
it
mean, he
out.
jumped out of his car, so I was standing there like, what is going on?
And down there in Atlanta, like your car can't be sold in 2.5 seconds.
Who was that
Yeah.
Piccadilly girl? You know the old people over there.
So that's a no for the men. Fellas, if you out there, even fellas are watching, if a woman is talking to you for 10, 15 minutes, maybe she wants you to ask for the number.
Yeah.
But
Listen, especially
for
the older you get. I mean, I know this is
yeah,
40 spot, but even at our age group, know that because I think younger women are more apt to do the talking to. We were raised
Mm.
by other women who tell me like, no, you need to. So that
mhm,
piece is really hard to get over, right? The things that you've been taught how it should
mhm,
be. You're kind of working through your mind with that because honestly, you gave that tip of, well, let me give you my number. Really was serious when I say, "Oh, that's a good idea." I never thought about
mhm,
that.
mhm. So we got to change our mindset. But you're right. Y'all talk in the 40s. Don't look thirsty. Be a lady, and a lady does not approach a guy. But again, it's not even that many guys out there. Y'all can't go by that. Okay, we got let's just be real. And then guys are taken as well. Guys are not around. So ladies have definitely more barriers to work with. Sometimes as far as you go with your education or your career, that puts you around even less men. Okay, sometimes, but also we have to not expect to always find a man, ladies, that's on your exact professional level. Like maybe you are there to build him up and inspire him to get on this level and beyond, but we can't be closed minded. Again, all openness all around is going to help you meet somebody. These little different things got to be aware of. This might seem like the best, but it's really closing this door. Because now I'm saying this guy's job is not enough. His education is not enough. But maybe these things you can help him with. And he has other qualities that, leader, father, good husband, treat you right, fidelity, peace. Somebody's
Okay.
weakness
Now
is
that
somebody's
piece
strength.
right there, that
Peace,
piece is. They always say
peace,
men want peace, but women want peace too.
Exactly.
I just want to put that out there, put that little plug
but what's the
out
woman's
there.
peace? Is the woman peace the guy got to do everything you ask?
Oh,
No,
absolutely not.
no,
Absolutely
no,
not. No.
no.
Pieces, I would say, well, I guess I can't say it's the same thing because I'm not a man. I would say for me, I guess be for me, peace for me is comfort. Peace for me is can we just be around each other and be friends? We're not always arguing. We can have a different opinion and it's not an argument. Like, oh, we don't agree because we're individuals and we have different opinions. So yeah, peace for me is not you doing everything for me. I'm self-sufficient now. So I'm not really looking, not to say I don't want a man to do stuff for me, but that doesn't equal peace for me.
Okay. I would say for me, when you said, yes, we might not see eye to eye, like peace for me is like, are you comfortable in your own skin? Are you comfortable in your own manhood where you realize it's not all of these worldly things that is added to you that makes you who you are? Before all of that, were you very, very confident in who you are? Because if you know who you are, what you stand for, and everything, it just put a lot of everything else into into perspective. Also, just because I may not agree with you, do you know the difference from I have a difference of opinion versus I'm attacking you? Like anything that is not what you want doesn't mean that it's an attack. That doesn't mean that that's an argument. To me, that's peace for me because I just look back in some other relationships that I done been in, and it's just like, Lord, I can't even not agree with this man. Like, nah, I don't like that. Like, but then they just feel like, oh, and it's like you can't trust the person. It's like, is it that you can't trust the person? That was it a betrayal or trust, or is it that I didn't do what you say do? Because that's called being bossy. And sometimes it's like I ain't got time to be doing all this vocabulary and trying to get to see differences and stuff like that. Like, just know the difference and stuff. Like, to me, that brings peace where it's like, hey, we can have a conversation and still at the end of the conversation, I don't have to worry about, is this relationship on the rocks? Is we about to break up because your shoulder got mad? Like, I don't like that.
And
Nah.
for sure, peace takes compromise. So
Mm-hmm.
if I want my peace, I still got to be willing to compromise if there's a disagreement or something like that, like you said, and be able to listen, as well as be heard. When I say
Oh,
getting your way, I mean in everything, like little things too, arguments and stuff. A man has to be able to say, "I'm not happy, sweetheart, with this."
Yeah.
Queen,
absolutely.
this is not making me happy, and this is making me feel this way or think this, and it has to be received. and not like defense and that kind of thing, and vice versa. A lady's telling a guy what is bothering her, we gotta take it seriously. So that
Right.
So
piece is
what would
crucial.
you say, besides that piece of saying, if I have an opinion, let me share it, what would you consider being a woman being a man's piece? What else I should say?
Mm.
Because you hear that
Peace.
all the
Yeah,
time. So
yeah,
what is
yeah,
that?
yeah. Outside of what I just said, somebody I can let my guard down that I have to have as a man outside the home. I want to be able to let that down and not be on this alpha mode. You
Mm,
know,
Mm.
um, you want somebody to listen to us for sure. Me, listen to me if I'm talking about something, um, multiple or respect going both ways, so equal and mutual respect. I think brings me peace. Me, I'm a Taurus. You can cook. That's gonna make me very, very happy.
exactly.
If we have
Hello.
some good food,
Hello.
you
Taurus
can.
here. Understand that you
Yeah.
could cook. Oh, honey. Love
Oh my
language.
gosh, love
Food is my
language.
love language, period.
So affirmation, physical touch, and then fidelity for me. So again, I look
Yeah.
at people. After 6, 7 months, someone gonna really start showing you who they are. And even after that point, if somebody makes it with me and I make it with them, you keep showing each other. So I'm looking for somebody to continue to get to know me. It's a part of my piece, understanding me like I understand truth.
Yeah. I think underlying is just a lot of the communication and listening in one another, to listening for understanding and not
Yeah.
listening to respond or to be attacked. Like, understand what's the difference between like somebody is attacking you and not. Because I've had people, it's like, oh, you arguing. It's like, no, I know how I argue. Like, seriously, I know how I argue. And nothing to be proud of, but I have argued with men before. And it's just like, I haven't seen where a man can really just be able to take me down in an argument and stuff. And it's just like, bruh, trust me, I wasn't arguing. But sometimes it's just, I didn't agree with you, or it was a difference of opinion, and they just don't know how to take that. If you truly asking a question for understanding versus you being questioned. But I think that goes into the level of how well are they defined as a man in their own right. Because the people who don't like that, it's never ever an issue, never ever uh want to know and stuff. So we have some questions and stuff.
I'm gonna come back to that too. Go to the questions. Yes.
Okay, so one of the things Corinthia said, some of the best advice I've gotten is, if you make $80,000 a year and he makes 40, remember, you don't have 120 by yourself. But men struggle with being the breadwinner oftentimes. And they're not looking at collectively if we are one. And I remember that. I remember that sermon. Bishop Graves talked about that, and I definitely think that is something that is very, very ingrained in the Black community, because a lot of times you don't see that in the white community, because they look at it more as a partnership. Like, hey, you see a lot of them will marry very freshly out of college or while they're in college, and it's like, well, we starting out, but we have all of this together, where we're ingrained. Get yourself together and get all of these things, then find someone else. And then sometimes getting yourself together is a to be announced arbitrary date, where our counterparts is like, no, we can build together, we can do much more together, we can have more if we they definitely practice group economics in the home and as a community as a whole, where I think that is definitely a downfall for us. And it creates discord in trying to meet one another. It creates discord with you know um meeting one another and in
And
a
in
relationship.
relationship. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think because we're told those things most times, get you a good job, whatever. And then you need to find your equal. And I think what we have to do now is define what my equal is, because if I don't want to be defined by my job, should I be defining a man by his job? So your equal is not necessarily in my opinion, is not what you're making, or my equal is not you have this certain degree. My equal is the person like you talked about. Um, can you be vulnerable with me like I'm being vulnerable with you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you like you trust me? Because I've had people say, I trust you 100%, and baby, you was getting about 65 from me because of things that you have done. So you're equal. I feel like you're equal, and when you're thinking about that, it should be far beyond what is your accolades. It should
Mm-hmm.
be, can that person support you? And I'm not talking about money. Can they be supportive of goals just
Exactly.
like you would be supportive of them? And that might not look like them doing anything but encouraging you. Can
Yeah.
they hold and protect your heart? Because if
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that, we need to be equal on that. That's where the 100% is. We That's for me is gonna be equal. Um, you know, Personally, I feel like that idea and that narrative of do all these things and find the same man, it has been a narrative that was created by the patriarchy, to keep us separate, to be honest. Because what are all the things that have been done to black men over the time to keep them in a certain place? So now it's like, no, black women need this. This is what we're doing to black men. This is what black men is. So as you said, the discord is just
Mm.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're looking at people who based on accolades and titles and degrees when they're more than that. And
And this
in
and this
my
stuff you start noticing as we get older, from we to 45, 40 and up for sure, maybe even in your 30s. You
Absolutely.
should, and that's what for me, equally yoked are all those different things for me, not
yeah,
just a
Mm-hmm.
religious thing. Okay, do you like to work out like me? Do you have the same eating? Like to eat like me? Do you like to go to movies like me? Can you handle me when I'm stressed? Can you receive that and not, and help me calm down if I am having a
exactly,
stress day, because and do you understand that I have to go through this in the world, just like a black woman has to go through this, a woman has to go through this in the world as well. I need to be understanding of that. If it's your time at the birth, for example, I need to be understanding to that. If you are pregnant, for example, things like that, be understanding. But that same
absolutely,
thing goes for a man. And unfortunately, we're in a society that, for men not wanting to come off as emotional, that's soft to us a lot of times, and talk about some of the things that could hurt our feelings or that bother us. Things tend to be fixated on the woman and you all's needs and comfort,
exactly. It
happy wife,
does.
happy life, things like that. But we have to be better vocal too, and not feel like it's not
I
manly.
heard a new saying. It says, and they replaced it to "happy spouse, happy house," meaning your spouse.
Mhm. I like
Yeah.
that.
Period. Right? Because
I like
we
that.
can't get mad if men don't express their emotions, but teach them not to cry. Tell them, why you so
Absolutely.
stressed? You need to go get it together. Like, at what point do they have an opportunity to process their emotions, show their emotions? And sometimes processing your emotions is to cry or to have a moment and you pissed off and you
Mm-hmm.
need to go to the room by yourself and not have somebody asking you, what's wrong? Why you not talking to me? Why you?
You're
But
right.
Yeah,
topic
yeah.
for another show, I guess.
It is. I remember one time you had said one of your pastors had talked about um, keeping girls and boys separate. In school, the girls line up over here, the boys line up over here. Girls on this side of the bus, boys on this side of the bus, or whatever. Like you keep people so separate. Then you get ready to go off to college. If that's your thing. Don't be worried about what them little boys doing. Don't be worried about what these little girls doing, or anything like that. But the physical part is never an issue because you don't have to be just intellectually, smart just to have a physical attraction or whatever like that to somebody. But then once you finish school, then you may have, depending on your family, they could be like, okay, so when you go get married, when you go get your husband and stuff. It's just like, okay, now you've done all these things. So let's say you end up marrying somebody that you naturally attracted to, but the problem is the communication, because you've been so separated from the opposite sex, you don't know how to interact with them, because it's a different interaction than you do with your sisters, your cousins, and your mother, you
Hmm.
know, versus people outside of that. And that is one thing, like, I try my best not to keep my son like, no, you can't have female friends and stuff, because this one little girl stayed on the street. So, she'll come over here and she'll stay 2 weeks. And me and mom was like, dude, she live here? Like, I don't know. I think she's going through stuff. but it was just like they are cool with one another, and I never worry about their attraction like that, because it's like he needs to be able to have friend girls who he ain't attracted to like that. Like that's the girl that, like, that's
And
my
how,
homegirl, that's
if you
my sister.
never, yeah, because if you never have that interaction and just get to know, learning how to communicate, learning how just to be around the opposite sex or whomever that you are attracted to, if you
Mhm.
never take that time outside
Mhm.
of a romantic piece, then you get into the romantic things. And so it's a bunch of
And I think
books and there's a bunch
and
of other
Right.
people telling you of how this is. And like, if I had a
yeah,
Right.
male friend, that would help me because at least I know certain things about men. Oh, it's not even that deep. Because
yeah,
at
or
some
you
point,
or
my
you
male
go
friend has
basing
told
it
me
off
that.
of television and
Hmm.
movies and stuff, and it's just like,
Listen,
don't work like that.
if you really have a male friend, ladies, for real, listen to this person. If he's telling you some things that'll help you out with men, even if it's your boyfriend or husband telling you these things, listen, because men, we might not tell y'all all that. Like it's like seen as wasting our time. You're not gonna listen. Girls is from Venus, boys is from Mars. It's not gonna work anyway. Why waste my time? It's
Yeah.
gonna end bad. But if he is telling you something, listen to it and take it as some knowledge and apply it. Really.
So we're gonna
Mhm.
switch the topic, the vein, right quick. We're gonna get in some dates. So I have a couple questions for both of y'all to answer, and I guess I'll answer too.
I'm already laughing because I like 4 or 5 different stories just came up in my head. But go
Oh
ahead. What's your
Lord.
question,
Okay,
girl?
so first question. Have you ever had a date that you thought was amazing and then they ghosted you?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Renee, answer because you got the answer right. You have the answer right now.
Oh, this one just popped up in my head. So this guy, I ain't gonna call his name or nothing like that.
Don't do
So he
it.
invited me over. He was like, I'm gonna cook for you. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so nice, everything like that. I get there and literally it's like 300 candles lit in this apartment. And I was like, gosh, this is like a movie. So, at that point, I'm already getting nervous because it was just like, I'm not no clumsy person, but it was just like, oh, this is something I ain't never experienced before. And it's just like, oh wow, he really has just went all the way out or whatever like that. He got Bruno Mars pumping through the speakers through the house, whatever like that. He had like a 5 course meal, everything. Afterwards we laughing, we talking, whatever.
What he cook? I know. I'm sorry. What did he
Um,
cook?
he had some kind of hors d'oeuvres. I don't know what it is. I tried to eat it, and it's just like this
Okay.
nasty. But I ate it. I mean,
You
it was
tried.
nasty. Like, I mean, I ate it and I smiled or whatever like that because it's just like you have really put effort. Like, I ain't gonna tell you like this. Ain't what is this? Did ask like, what is this? Before I ate it, and it was some kind of concoction. That's all I can say. I don't know what it
Okay.
was.
He tried. He tried to cook.
He
Took one of
He
did.
those
He
tips.
tried.
did.
Hmm.
So he had that. He had wine, which I don't drink. He didn't. He thought like I was playing about I don't drink, and so many people were like they think like, oh, what you don't drink. So now since I'm 40, I tell people like, I used to be an alcoholic, but then now I don't drink, and then they accept that better, right? No lie. They accept that better being 40, like, man, it's like, no,
That
I
makes
can't
sense.
drink like
But
I
in
do
your
at
20s,
80.
you didn't drink. I mean, I know you
I
didn't
did.
drink. People did, but
Yeah,
what
but like people like
you in your
you
20s?
lying. You probably just don't want to drink because last time you drank, you just got turned up. I'm like, no, I can turn up all by myself. But people they just don't believe that. So he had his wine. He was like, no, but if you drink this, it's gonna be paired with this or whatever like that. And like he has like 2 different type of wines, and he go through this whole thing like he a sommelier or whatever like that. And it's
Okay.
like I'm just listening, like I'm just living it up, and then I taste the wine, and it tastes like rotten grapes, as all of them do. It's like, does that taste sweet? And I was like, yeah, it does, but it really didn't. It just tastes like some rotten grapes to me, you know.
So where did
So
it go bad?
Right.
it
Go ahead.
okay. Wait a minute. So
Mm-hmm.
like the whole time, like I'm looking at my watch, like, man, I'm gonna miss this last train. And it's like you do not want to be going way down there on the red line in Chicago late at night or whatever. So he had cooked some artisan type of spaghetti or something like that. It was nice or whatever. So we had all this other different type of stuff, and like he just bringing stuff out, like I'm at a fine restaurant, whatever. So afterwards, he laying there on the couch, whatever, and I'm sitting up there, and like he got curly hair, and I was like, "You mind if I touch your hair?" He was like, "No, I don't mind." So we just sitting there chatting the breeze, whatever. Got caught up in a conversation, and I was just like, "Oh shit, I done missed the last train." And I said, so I need to go home. And then he was like, I could drive you home or you can stay here. And I was like, okay, I'll stay here. And I was like, you sure you're not gonna make it all weird?
I mean, what he had in mind wasn't weird, probably.
But the
In
whole
his
thing wasn't
mind.
like, and then he was like, no, I won't, or whatever, like that. And I was like, okay, so I spent the night over there at the house. Absolutely nothing happened. We ride on the train on the back, and then like he's just like this. And then, afterwards he was just like, you were just so affectionate or whatever, like that. And one, I was like, well, it was a good day, whatever. So he didn't talk to me for months. Found his ass on a dating app. Oh, so you still single? So then I'm sitting up there, and I feel like I'm in my feelings, like, oh, you pull out all of the stops, and then it was just like, well, I don't know, Now we were like really, really good friends and stuff like that. It really was a missed opportunity or whatever because she was a concoction. Yes, baby, it was a concoction. I don't know what it was. It was something he probably seen on the Food Network, and he was trying it out on me or whatever. But that was like the best date. But I think back and I said, maybe I should not have said, I hope you don't make it all weird. It didn't say like I
I
want to
mean,
hug you and kiss you, but like
I think
this
he
is
was probably
sidebar.
disappointed because he wanted more than weird
he
or
went that
whatever.
swabby just to try to hit it that night. Like I knew that
I
I just
know.
still not want
So
to make it
you're
like
not saying, so you saying don't make it weird. He was like, oh, she's saying don't touch me. And he
nah.
ghosted it.
She was saying that. Isn't that what that means? So
Huh?
okay, you were saying don't touch me, right? Don't make it weird. You was talking
No, it was, oh my God. Like I wish I like knew him. Okay, so
What did you mean by
right.
don't make it weird?
like don't make it weird. Like, okay, you want to try something, you don't want to try something. You know what I'm saying? I don't like. I'm sleepy. Like, I'm cool with going to sleep, but like, if we gonna talk out, if I'm gonna be up all night, I don't want to be up talking and stuff like that. Like, I didn't explain it fully. Like,
That's what you should
Oh,
have said. If we
for
gonna be
sure.
up all night, I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
talk all night. Because you said don't make it weird. I could see him feeling like, oh,
yeah.
so this
Right,
ain't
he ain't
happening.
have no swagger
right.
like that. Like, he,
Although I do feel like I take issue with the fact that even if that's what you meant, why you ghosted me the next day? Did you invite me over to
so
spoil me and then it
okay.
was
So this
automatic
the
that you're
thing.
gonna
This
get
the
something at
thing.
the
I
end?
should have known
But they didn't do
because
anything.
his
I know, but I'm
dating
saying you
app
mad because it didn't say
name
that.
was um Burning Free Time. I should have known that it was already there. I breezed past it, right? So when I seen his ass on a different app months later, and I was like, oh, so this is what you do, whatever, like that. So then he felt shame, really, because like I blurted him out, and he was like, but I really did like you. I felt like it was a missed opportunity and all this other different type of stuff.
And
Needless to
that's the
say,
point. I was so I'm sorry, go ahead.
but like we cool now and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like he got a girlfriend, whatever, like that. But like we cool, and it's just like a different time, different space. But just now, like getting to know him as a person or whatever, like that, it wouldn't work. Like on paper, it looked probably perfectly great or whatever, but nah. Mm-mm.
So
Okay,
Manny, go
sidebar.
ahead.
You
Mhm.
gonna spend night at a guy's house? Like how many times you gonna? I mean, in that situation, it's a little different. I think you missed the flight or train or something.
This
But
is was
if
this
you
your first date? Let me ask you this. Was
With
this your first
him,
date?
no, it was not my first
Okay.
date with him. But
Okay,
this
so I
was the
okay,
can
first
so
time I
so when
had
you
came over there to his house.
you causing confusion, Renee.
right, so when
Okay.
you spend night with a guy in this situation, you have multiple dates, and maybe he is thinking something sexual. We're gonna do this and go to this level. Um, if you're not gonna do that, a guy could take it as a tease, like you stand, don't stay, then go home, or something, or of course, or I thought we talked about this. Maybe I want to go this, I want to take it a step further, and it's tempting if you're staying with me, and
So
I want that. If I've said it or made it clear, then maybe you shouldn't stay.
So should
You
the rule
stand.
be that if you know that, hey, even though we're saying like, hey, no, for real, I'm just here because it's late and I don't want to drive home really late. Are you saying I don't want to? Because a lot of times like, no, don't leave yet, don't leave yet. But if you know that, yeah, this is not happening tonight, you need to leave because this is gonna make a man mad. In general, we can't speak for all men, but just in general, that's just gonna make you mad. So just leave. That's the best
I
thing to do.
mean, if not make him mad, but if you can tell if he's trying to go through with you tonight, then I wouldn't stay because
He wasn't. See, that was the thing.
He
Like I was.
was because he stopped talking to you. So yes, he was.
yeah, like
That ain't what he said, man.
yeah,
Like,
just
but
go
like
just go
I was
home.
trying to shoot me. I was all in. You know what I'm saying? Like when we sitting up there on the couch, I'm playing in your hair, whatever, like this and whatever, like that. Like I'm giving signals and stuff like that. And
Well, I think
as I say, you
yes,
gotta have
like
your
don't
eyes
make it
open.
weird.
When you say don't make it weird, it's like
That
don't
was
don't try
like
to touch me
the
because it's gonna
opposite.
make it weird. I don't want. I'm not doing nothing with you. Don't make it weird. Going further.
I can see what you
Doing
probably meant by that, but I could definitely
yeah,
see how that can come across. So, Manny, have you ever been ghosted after a really great date?
I
Women don't
did.
ghost your voice, huh? They be like, "No, call me. I want to
No,
hear
no, but it
Yeah,
did.
talk her afterwards.
No, but it did happen when I was. I might have been like 20, early 20s, like
Okay.
after Fisk though for sure. And it was an older lady. So one of my homeboys invited me to his company's um, holiday dinner or event or whatever on Christmas. I went and met a young lady. Thought she was pretty, whatnot. Hung out with her all night. All night we hung out, even after the thing we're talking, blah blah blah. And
Hmm.
then after that, she ghosted me. So I found her. I ran into her something a while later, and she just told me I was too young. But she led me on because I mean I thought she was cool. She was older. She was established. I'm like, oh, I got to be
You
old, pretty,
lie.
like, older, she
Manny
pretty, and
fresh
got
hands.
all that. But no, she ghosted me. So you know,
So mine is I was also in my 20s. I was in Nashville. Unlike you two, we never talked again, but I met him online. So I'm a habitual online dater. I don't actually want to do it now. I've tried it. I'm on there maybe 2 weeks to a month and then I delete it. Like I just yeah, I'm kind of off of online right now, but because I've been doing it for 20 years, not the whole time. But anyway, y'all get the point. So anyway, we met. This is our first time meeting. I don't think we met in person before that. This was our first time meeting in person, and I should have known because I planned the date. In the sense of he's like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." We talked about like what types of foods y'all wanted, whatever we liked. So I'm like, oh, I like Mexican food. I love Mexican food. And they also had close to a Mexican restaurant, a place where you can go and do salsa dancing. But I was excited because I'm a nerd and I like to do just different stuff. So we had Mexican food. Then we went to the salsa place, right? I mean, we was into it. I had a wonderful time. Then all of a sudden he gets a call. He steps away. He was like, "Oh, my cousin just showed up." Da 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 da. Um, we had made plans to link up that Monday for Memorial Day. He was gonna barbecue, so I was gonna go over his house. Maybe he had 300 candles when I get there. I don't know,
Don't start
but
it.
but anyway, so he bounces. Y'all, when I say I never heard from him again, I could tell you. Let me date it because I call. So I used to also be a habitual caller. Cause I'm like, no, I'm gonna call you till you answer this phone, or I'm gonna ignore the piss out of you. I'm reformed. I am
mm-hmm,
very reformed. I am so
mm-hmm.
like, baby, if you don't want to talk to me, I
She
ain't
is
calling.
so true. We
But
went
I
through that phase.
also this is before, I want to say before the internet was popular, but let's just say I
Mhm.
also had a Yellow Pages. So I also went through the phone because I had his cell number. I was looking for his house number.
Mhm.
Girl, you was all gone.
Anywho,
Mhm.
child, I don't know what happened to him. Never saw him in the wind in the street nowhere. So his
I
girlfriend
go to
probably
somebody like that before. Guys, we might use that. Like, hey,
dang.
hey, man, text me. Hey, text me in like 10 minutes. Call me, and then the
Oh,
phone
we've
ring.
done
Like,
that
be
too.
like, oh, y'all do that too. Like, oh, you
Yeah,
need me?
I've
Got
done
flat
that.
time? I'll be right there. I
Is
got.
that you think that's what you
It's,
think happened? Now that
that's
you
what it
said
Probably
it,
sounds like.
you
That's what it
think
sounds to
9
me.
times out of 10.
That's what it sounds to
we
me.
got
That's what
all the
happened.
way through dinner. It was a
For
Yeah,
salsa,
what?
huh?
that
It was
one
a
clicking.
salsa. He said
Nah.
he
What's
wanted to do it. It was the plan before we got
that
together.
one clicking? It's not the if you don't click with somebody, nothing wrong with that. We gotta stop taking it so seriously. So
No,
what?
so I
But
mean, I'm
it
cool
didn't
with
click.
not clicking. It's the ghosting. Like, that's my point. And it seemed as if, obviously, as I think back now and you give that example, maybe it wasn't, but I thought it was going great, but apparently not because he got the fake call. Isn't that disgusting? That's gonna be on my mind. And like, I never, as much as I thought I got ghosted, I never thought a friend might have called him like,
First of
yeah,
all, again, men not feeling real comfortable if it ain't not going right, just saying it like y'all would. Y'all might be like for real. Lady might be like, look, this is not going well. Let's just call it bygones. I'll pay for mine, you pay for yours. I'm gonna leave. We're not if we say it to you all, we thinking something's coming. We gotta say it and duck at the same time. A drink is coming, a plate, you're gonna cuss us out. So
but
let's
he
go ahead and finish it.
planned for us to meet up on. I mean, so now I'm stuck because he made the plan for us to meet up again on Monday while on the date. It wasn't like I came up with that. So I guess he was just faking it, like trying to engage in a conversation. Then it was like, bet I'm out.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel played. I didn't really feel
Don't
that
feel
played before, but now I feel played.
no, I wasn't trying to make you feel more played, but no, I have to go.
It's over with.
Man,
It's
man,
already
man
done
would
happened. She feel
man
played.
would do that. Would like call me and get me out the situation. You know, I mean, he could have had a girlfriend. Don't feel played. I mean, you don't know.
True. I mean,
Yes,
I did
I've
think he could
done
have had a
that
girlfriend, but
And then
now I'm
changed
before.
like,
his mind. Like, no, he could have been mad, had a girlfriend, and stepped out, changed his mind. Like, I can't do this. Like, I
I've
can't
done that
do her
before
wrong.
because
And then, yeah.
sometimes
okay,
you've
fine.
double booked for the same day.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that.
And sometimes, the first booking is going very, very well, but you got your other person to already kind of like, hey, remind me so I can get up out of here so I
This is
can
why
go
you need your
to
girls
event
because
number
Renee making
two.
me feel better. I feel better about a double book than his friend texting him.
But
Just
I'm
texting
just
him like, give me out.
But and then what I'm saying, and that's but then some people they just habitual first daters, right?
I mean,
And
you ended my date in the middle of the date, bro. But Corinthians actually said that she started ghosting while on a date. Extra stage left.
See,
That's
see,
rough. So she
see.
probably has done what you said, Manny. This is not really going well. You can go ahead and pay
Mm-hmm.
for yours. I'll pay for
Mm-hmm.
mine. Is
but
that
Mm-hmm.
actually is that ghosting though, right? Is
no,
that
I don't
ghosting?
think
I don't feel
so
like that's
because you
ghosting if you
already
have a
know what it's going to
conversation.
be.
That's
That's
not
not
ghosting. You're right.
ghosting.
You're
No,
right.
ghosting is I'm going to
I
the
don't answer the phone
bathroom
no
and I never
more.
come back in the middle of the date.
100% transparency. That's what that is. But you know what? I will say this. I can appreciate the honesty because at that point, it doesn't cause you to think like, hey, was it something with me? Was it not? You don't have to like overanalyze. It's just like, all right, so you out and then it's done.
Who goes
So
more? Y'all think? You think men goes more than women, or who was it the same?
I think
I
men
think it's
goes
be
more than
equal.
I think men goes more than women. I think women sometimes will at least still talk to you, especially now. We'll text you. I think men
I,
goes more because
I
men.
think
I
so.
really feel like
Think
men in general, because men want to be the good guy, right? And it seems to be
Everybody
easy.
want to
They don't
be
want, so they
Sleepy
don't want
J.
to say this is not. Yeah, so it's not working out. So they're quicker to be like, let me just let it fade to the black and ghost it, or a situation like that.
that's right. We don't want to hit y'all feelings, right? Because
Exactly. And
that
so
might be a
women are more
backlash.
so,
Yeah,
but ghosting is not better for anyone who thinks
it's
it
not.
is.
No.
But
Ghosting is not better. And women, we now I'm not saying women don't ghost, but when it comes to who
yeah,
does it
women
more,
go
I
see.
definitely think it's men.
It's a
Probably
Okay.
lack of
men.
maturity. It's a lack of maturity.
You
I
you so
definitely
hard, Renee.
what?
Everything.
What? I think
It's
it's
like a
a lack of
maturity.
maturity. Like
We just
if
said a
you
whole
ghost
nother.
somebody,
Go ahead. I want to keep on going. I want to hear this one too. This perspective of it. Go keep on going.
I really do think that it's a lack of maturity because, like you said, well, if I just tell them outright, then I gotta think like, am I gonna get a drink thrown on me? Are they gonna throw the food? If they gonna hit me? Like, how many people? Like, if that was the case, I would just go everywhere and just see some random woman jumping on a man. Like, if that was the case, typically that doesn't happen.
And
Like,
usually when women are doing that, it's because something else. It's not because you're being honest, except if you're being honest about cheating. But if you're being honest about a certain thing, like, hey,
Except if it's about cheating, except
I'm
if it's
saying
about cooking, except it's about the gym, except so you can throw all these little exceptions in there.
no,
That
no.
equal. I'm
But
scared. I'm just gonna exit left.
it's also like how you say it. Like, babe, I don't really like this. You got a little salt. I'm not about to throw the wine at you or whatever. But if I'm just saying, and also all women are not mature, so the throwing of things
no.
usually don't happen with mature women
Well,
unless
I
it's
was
like a
going.
breach in
I was being extreme with
fidelity.
that, but at minimum, it might hurt. We don't really want to hurt y'all, women's feelings. That's what it really is.
So does that
So
mean women don't mind hurting men's feelings?
no, y'all don't care at all. Because I say we strong, we can handle it. Stop playing. Y'all hurt our feelings in a
I think
minute.
we're trying not to waste people's time because especially if you had your time wasted, like, so let's not waste our time. I'm not really interested. And
Yes.
I know that you may be, but I don't want to waste your time because then I don't want to feel, because ultimately I don't want to make you feel bad. I don't want to feel bad because I'm wasting your time. And then you're gonna put in more energy and then try to figure out why we not linking, and not then I tell you I don't like you.
That's the best approach for a man. If a woman's telling me, if a woman told me that, I respect it. And if it hurt my feelings, something that's on me. I didn't I let that
Yeah.
hurt my feelings. It goes into this maturity thing you see, and they like, okay, this is real, and I want honesty. I want somebody real, not wasting my time or my money or my
Yeah.
energy. Be
And a
And
real
lot
it's
of
about
and
this.
it,
people
it's
that's
okay to get your feelings hurt. I want to put this out there
Mm-hmm.
because, like, earlier, my feelings are not still hurt, but I was like, dang, that was kind of sad. But it is okay to get your feelings hurt because we have feelings, so it's okay to be like, dang. But you should not be like in that thing and internalizing it and making it more. It's like, okay, that at least my time wasn't wasted.
right. And I definitely think like everybody always say, I want somebody to keep it 100 with me. I want you to be straight up. Like, don't drag it on. But a lot of people, they say that, but honestly, to God's truth, like that ain't really, really, really what they want and stuff, because sometimes the truth is in its own category, and sometimes people are not ready. They don't know how to receive it, because then it makes them to really reflect upon themselves, because you may have been doing the same thing since you was 20. What you was doing in your 20s ain't gonna work for you in your 40s. And I
Exactly.
think a lot of people, they don't want to change as times change, because as we said, you know, somebody in their 20s now, I question them kind of being on dating apps, right? Like the sincerity of it, because those are the people that are more mobile. They can run out for 2-3 hours of sleep, whatever, like that. Versus like all three of us, we grown, we got grown people jobs, like we got stuff we got to do, you got
For
kids,
real.
you dealing with parents that are aging, so you have other things that you have to do. So you may find more people in our age group that's literally on the dating app, because that gives them a wide variety to be able to actually meet somebody, and to kind of filter out stuff and not waste people's time. But a lot of people, they don't really, really, really want the actual truth of the matter.
They
Like,
don't.
you want your ego stroke, and then when you do, especially like with women, black women, like if the more truthful we are, a lot of times we are coined as you're angry, you're mean, you're bitter, you're a jilted person. Like, no, I'm just being real. I'm just being truthful, and I'm trying not to waste your time.
Okay, I have one last question.
All right.
It might be in the same vein. No, this one was, you thought the date was great and you got ghosted.
You got,
What was, if you can think of it, the worst date you've ever been on?
wow, what's the
Oh,
worst
I
thing?
know
Let
that
me
too.
think.
I know that
You
too.
quick. Go. I'm gonna think.
Okay,
I gotta
so this
worst
guy,
thing.
You got
he
all
ended
the
up being my
stories.
boyfriend because he was original. I'm just gonna say that. It was a worst date, but
Worst thing.
the first day it was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go with my roommate because like I don't know or whatever like that. So the date was to a strip club. And
Did
so,
you know it was at a strip club?
hell no, I ain't know it was a strip club. No. Absolutely not. Like, why would he have told me, like, oh, okay,
Right.
I want you to meet, like, you give me these, look, people, this is before Waze, this is before Maps, this is before MapQuest. So it's like, hey, we go on a date, whatever, like this. This, like, where we going?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do I need to dress, whatever, like that. And it was kind of like a double date. So it's like me and him. And then it's like, okay, my roommate, her name was Renee as well. Like, she go with your friend, whatever, like that. We go on this double date, whatever, like that. Me and her, we look at our country because we done dressed almost identical, like whatever, like that. It's like Renee and Renee, like we twins in it up or whatever. So like, it was like, it's this food involved in this day. Like, yeah, it's gonna be food and dancing. That's all we know. It's like, okay, so we're gonna go out and eat. We're going to the club
Not
after.
and
So
dancing, but he meant a strip club.
Wow. Yeah.
let me tell you.
Oh my God.
So it was like, okay, so where's this place at? So we writing down the direction, old school map quest with pen and a paper, whatever, like that. Neither one of us is from Nashville. So it's like, I have no idea where we're going. So, we following directions to the T, blah, blah, blah. We get there and, okay, we going in. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be outside. I mean, it was like, hey, they go over whatever, like that. It was like, okay, it was like, come on in, whatever.
Did you know it
And
was a strip
like,
club from the outside?
no,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. And they ain't got no naked ladies there. Ain't had nothing up there on on the outside of it or whatever, like
To
that. So
indicate.
it's just like, and you hear the music and stuff like that. It was like, well, maybe we're going, it's kind of early, but maybe we're going to the club first. It's kind of backwards, whatever, like that. But, we go up in there and it's just like, I see it. It's like,
Did y'all
and I
stay?
look at her like, yeah, we stay. I told you the boy ended up being my boyfriend. So obviously I stayed. I mean, the
So
originality of it all.
was the date then
What?
considered
So
bad?
bad. You're right. What's bad about this date? The way he
Okay,
took you
because
first, or what?
no, because so like we go in there, like him and his homeboys and stuff like that. They got like this whole little, little like VIP area, whatever, like that, and they spending money. Me and her, we looking like, I know because so I am nosy, right? So even if stuff is going left, I might stay on the train that's about to wreck just to see what might happen. I might survive it, right? Like that's just me. Like I'm going, like, man, I'm like, I'm pissed off. Oh man, like I know I ain't get dressed up for all of this, right? So like I go in there, like of course it's like ton of dudes in there. The girls they working, but at the same time, it's like, dang, I can't even like mix and mingle with anybody else. So it's like I'm stuck up here, and like the girls they working like nothing knocking, none of that. And so it's just like, and then turn around like, y'all want lap dances from who? From you? You finna give me a lap? No, from one of them. What I look? No, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this, and I was like, was this the dinner and
Did y'all
dancing
eat?
that you was talking? She did. She did. I did
Mhm.
not, because I was like,
They say
I'm
strip club food is the best.
Wings.
I found that out later after the fact, because, but guess
It's
what?
not.
At that time, it's like, my appetite is gone. I'm not eating nothing out of here. Like, I don't know who back there cooking it. Like, I'm appalled, but it's like, I just really need to see, like, what was your mindset or whatever, like that. So this whole time, this was like the bad part of the date, right? This is where it went left. So like, I'm looking at all of your friends and they spending hella money in the club, right? You ain't spending nothing. And I'm like, here we go again. Meet a group of people The one might be the best looking one is the broke one. So it's just like I done fucked up. I really did. I fucked up. Now we got to put the E up there when we put this up there because I didn't drop the F one.
They own all
So
of them.
yeah. So then I realized, like, darn, like of everybody, I picked the broke
But
one.
you still decided to make him your boyfriend.
Because
Interesting.
let me tell you, I was young.
Thank you for going back to that.
True.
Yes,
Myochi.
the
Thanks,
reason why I tried to make him my boyfriend is so I could get closer to his friends who had the money.
Oh Lord.
I
Okay,
ain't
so
trying to
Manny,
always be the right.
have you thought of your worst
Oh
date?
my God. No,
Anyway,
I
just FYI, this
that
this
was it.
is what made me even worse because I found
Mm-mm,
out the reason why they was in the strip
mm-mm.
club because they was selling dope in the strip club. So then now you got me up here potentially to go to damn jail with y'all dumbasses, y'all selling dope in a strip club. This the first date. Go to
No,
the
you
strip
just said
club
you
for y'all
tried to
selling
get
dope.
on the friends. You got
and you
closer to
made
him
him your boyfriend.
to get closer
I
to
know
the
you're just
friends. You
retelling the
just
Well,
story, but
after
it's
I
like,
realized
ooh,
like how much money they was making, not just there and everywhere, why not be with the one who had money? I was different back then, man. These are all
we are
20
you know
plus
we are
year
talking
old
about
stories.
20. This is true. This is true.
yeah.
That was a
Okay.
I'm different now.
I'm glad you're different, girl. Because I'm like, but you made him your boyfriend. So
I
Manny
had
said
alternative
he,
motives.
yeah. So Manny said he's still thinking of his.
no,
If
my
you
Okay.
don't
worst
have,
date.
if you,
No, no, my worst date. My
okay,
worst date is yeah. I know. Two things happened.
okay.
Well, first of all, it was a catfish, and this is why the dangers of the social media stuff. So it was
Ooh.
sort of a catfish. I mean, it was, you know, see your face, I guess, or something of it. I don't know, but it was a different person, kind of in person. So I go and I'm eating. First, I'm telling the person what I got on. I got this sweater on, or whatever. You'll see me. And then, I look up and it's someone, and she sits down. And I'm immediately like, "Who are you?" This person. I don't know. Who are
You're
you?
like, who are you?
Uh, yeah, who are you? And so this is the person I'm supposed to be dating. So it's one of these situations where I'm being nice and trying to be a gentleman and entertaining, but the whole time, of course, I'm trying to find one of my friends who's going to be available to call me in 10 minutes, like we talked about earlier. So I'm trying to do this. So what happened? I finally reached one of my good friends, and he's able to do that. And situation where the phone rings, and now I got an emergency. My friend's in danger. I got to go help him. I don't know what I said. You get jumped. I might have said something like that. Oh, I'm coming right now. We're gonna get these to you. And then
I'm
I
gonna
made
help
an
you
extra
out.
left.
Oh my
But this
god.
all happened. This all was really like 15 minutes. I was really trying to go quick. But the
It
catfish
was a
is something.
catfish.
Yeah, I mean that guy catfished you. He took you out like to do this, but he
That
wasn't
is
showing off.
true.
Took you to a place
He
to show off,
wasn't
but
who
he didn't
he
really show
showed.
off.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. The
He
catfish.
did.
So
He
my
did not.
worst date was, I don't have a story of strippers and money and not eating. But I met this guy at a cafe. We had talked on the phone before. Again, met online. I was younger, and as you see, I talk with my hands. In the middle of us talking, he grabbed my hands, like, "Stop moving your hands." It's like, what? I was done. I was like,
Hold on, were you on the table? Were y'all
yeah,
this
we're like
this
face to
episode?
face. We're face to face talking.
Hey,
So I'm
shit.
talking, and he like reached out and grabbed my hands and
Stop
brought
moving
them.
your head.
And I was
That's
like,
pretty good. That's pretty good.
I was appalled.
That's pretty good.
Like,
You must have
you,
been
Like
getting on
an
his
motion
nerves.
sickness.
You must have been getting on his nerves. Cause I
I
talk with my
had to
hands
be.
too.
He might have had a tick, right? And it just was it
It
was
did. He
a
ain't like
raw.
that.
He was like,
It
I
brought back
can't
He
some
take
made
it
it
no
memories.
motion
more.
sickness, girl.
He
What
did.
did you do? No, what did you do when
I
he
did
did?
this.
What
So
did you
he grabbed
say?
my hands
Yeah.
and he brought them down. So not only, well, they weren't this high, but for the camera's sake, he grabbed my hands and he brought them down. And he was like, "You just move your hands." So I said, "Yes, because I talk with my hands." And I was like, "Well, I guess we can't talk because I talk with my hands." So they ended. Yeah.
That's some tar stuff. That's what I would have said. That's some tar stuff. Right? That's what I would have said. Okay.
Like,
Well,
okay,
I guess this is over.
all
This,
right. Like,
that
I
is so funny though. If I had saw that, if I was sitting next to y'all, I would have been
somebody else
balling.
saw it.
I would have
Like,
been on the ground
I
laughing.
wasn't
In my
embarrassed.
in my
I
mind,
didn't
it's
feel
like
bad
this.
about myself.
No, in my
Like,
mind, you're talking and you're doing this, and
he
he did
did
like
whoop
this. He did like this.
and brought him down. Like,
Like
I
the
think he
choir.
grabbed my
Shoop.
hand.
Yeah,
He
that's so
grabbed
funny.
them. I literally remember, and I don't think my hands
Must
are
have been.
like this, but I just remember his hands like this, and brought him down.
No, were you talking low with your hands, or were you talking
I
high
wasn't.
with him, or
I
something?
mean,
Like was it his
so
face or something?
your hands go by
I
your
know. I
face, and
just
you
when I
do
do,
this, and
I do that now. That was
he
pretty
grabbed
good though.
them
That was
and brought him
bold
down.
too. That
I
was
said, well,
bold.
it's not gonna work. So
Did you see him again?
absolutely not.
I'm talking about any out.
I
Just
saw
see
him
him
on
out, run
Facebook.
into him,
I saw
run
him
into
on
him.
Facebook.
No, no.
Blocked. I don't
You
want to be
blocked
your
him.
friend. My friends don't stop me from talking with my hands.
That is mean. That was mean. You was getting on his nerves somehow, but that was
I
mean. You shouldn't
did.
have
I
done that.
know.
You shouldn't have
Obviously,
done that.
I can think about it now. Now, if it would happen to now, I would still do the same thing because I talk with
That's
my
better
hands
than the
too.
catfish. At least you knew who this
Yeah,
person
Oh
was.
my
I
You're like,
did know
who
who
are
the
goodness.
person
you?
was.
Right? Who are you?
That is one thing I
I'm
would
like a
say, people. When y'all
yeah.
dating online, don't be just doing face pictures and don't have all this makeup on for the
And
women and
quit
the men.
lying about your height. Cause I went on a date one time
Do
and
men do
boy, he
that
said he was
about
Yes,
the height?
6'2",
they
and he
lie about
came
their
right
height.
there, and
They
it's
put in
like I
old
can
pictures
go
of
ahead.
them.
But this guy, and the first when he walked up, he was like, Renee, I said, why you lie about your height? First
Not
thing she
first thing
brought
out
up,
your mouth.
because it's like I'm gonna know this is not okay. You 6 feet tall. You say you 6'2". I'm
Mhm.
like 5'3". I'm really not gonna be able to know the difference,
You're not
right?
taking out a ruler.
But when I can forehead butt you with my forehead and you don't sit up there and say that you 6'2", no, that's immediately off the rip. Soon as you came across the street when the little white man was up there and like walk over, I said, he don't lie.
People also put
Hey
up old
Renee,
pictures of
why you lie
themselves.
about your age?
Like ladies put up old pictures of themselves.
Yeah. People put up old pictures of themselves. Like, don't do that because
Especially you
they're
don't
gonna
look like
see
the old
you.
you.
They're gonna see you.
But
Like,
like you said, the guys, I think people not really, maybe not think you're gonna see them for real because everybody. Think about people are so comfortable having a relationship online, and we was online talking to DM or whatever, and we didn't take us 8 months to meet that kind of stuff. So some
absolutely not.
people, maybe
Absolutely
people,
not.
I
If I
think
don't
yeah,
see you
Ladies,
in a couple weeks, something
this
wrong.
that's
is
a
the
done
this is
deal.
the dating tip about height, ladies. Have him take a full body picture next to a door in the house. Doors in the house, standard doors. You gonna
Well,
know.
I got catfish with that because I was actually FaceTiming with someone and I was trying to use because you've also given me that tip. So make sure you get the
Hmm.
picture because we were FaceTiming and based on the angle of the phone, I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because you look like you was up there. No, no, sir.
Well,
No,
how
sir.
tall is the door? The typical
I
door. Y'all
mean,
making me
it doesn't
ask
matter.
questions
So
now. Like,
the
Typical
thing for me,
door is
like,
a little over 6 feet tall, right?
oh, okay.
So guess what? Depending on where you hitting that door at, and I'm not talking about like your front door, back door, because those are sometimes a little bit
the
taller and
interior
wider.
doors.
Just a regular interior door.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
not for me,
Make
height
sure
doesn't
I see
matter.
where that doorknob is at, because see that doorknob, depending on where it hits you, is gonna hit you somewhere in your thigh, your hip, at your waist, whatever like that. It's not going. Those things are standard.
So
Mhm.
basically, what y'all saying is you're making dudes do physical challenges.
I
I ain't doing
When
no
you meet them,
physical challenge.
when you meet them, you got to
I
pass
did
the
not
physical
ask.
challenge to go to this level.
I didn't
That's what.
ask for a picture, and I don't actually care about height. It was more so if you say one thing and
It's
it's
more
something
that
else.
yeah.
You know,
I
it's
feel
one of
that
those things like
that's a
why
catfish.
lie?
Why lie?
Why lie? I'm going to see you,
Yeah.
and if I'm not going
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
you, we're going to start talking because
And
I
it's
mean, I
like,
was
how am
blessed
I
with
not
a
going to notice these things?
yeah.
exactly.
I was blessed with a cool height. I'm 6'2", so I had to worry about that. But I can see that you know women prefer a taller guy, and so guys are trying to might be lying to win you
But
over.
when you show
And
up,
then
they're
maybe
gonna know.
if I did that, I might be thinking maybe I'm gonna get you to like me so much. Let me shoot my shot here before I see you as much as possible, and then ladies are more used to be nice. I don't know about now, but so you might let that go. I lied. Now I got you. You like me now. We here to date. We ain't about to leave because I lied about my height. Now we at this date. I've been great talking to you for 2 months or 2 weeks, whatever. Maybe what you thinking of.
I think maybe the only way that that's really, really going to work out is that maybe she lied about something and then you see something just kind of right off like, So you know what? We won in one for one.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead on or whatever like
Mhm.
that. But certain things you can't lie about. But I did online dating, and I've had people ask me, I've asked them, how old are these pictures? Because clearly
That's a
they've
legitimate
been through some
question.
things where, guess what, this is a picture of 7 years ago. Okay, how much do you look different from this, excuse me, this picture 7 years ago versus where some people like, I want a picture of you within 6 months to present date. Because truly, you're not gonna have changed that much. But even if it's 1 year, a lot can change
You
within that one
change.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, no, and don't put no picture with a whole lot of everybody else in the picture, because there's always gonna be somebody that
Mhm.
potentially can catch that person's eye. That's like, hold up, well, what about your friend?
And see, you already heard from Renee. She
Mhm.
looking at the friends, seeing her other options. So,
Right. See.
That was back in the day.
oh, back. I'm sorry. That's old young
Now,
Renee, the 20s
mhm.
Renee.
Yes, that was before I even had
Well, I want a
children.
picture that's not online too. Your picture online is fine. I need a picture that's like send me something. Let me do a duo with you, or FaceTime or something,
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
send me a picture just for me.
Hmm.
Let me feel special. Plus, I'll make sure this is
Frenette
really you. Yeah,
Frenette made a good comment and said, but if you start off with a lie, it's going to end with one likely. That is true,
yeah.
because it's going to be something else. And if you're not, I guess, confident in the way that you look, it's going to be something else that you're going to lie about to try to say, like, oh, okay, this is going to make me more appealing. This is going to make me more, you know,
Or I won't say it right now because when I say it later, because now we're in love or now we are building these things, she's gonna just forgive it. And it goes
no.
from the little to the big things. And for women of our age, we've experienced that enough. So that little lie that may have been forgiven in your 20s, when you're in your 40s, it's like no. Because
Hmm.
if you're lying about your height, that nothing gonna change,
Hmm.
you gonna lie about
Red
that baby
flag.
that's there you go. That
You
baby
get
that was
old, you get
born
old,
else.
and red flags they like brick walls for sure. They're not just flags
Yeah,
now.
They
You
are.
learned
exactly.
your
Women should
lesson
be
from the past.
older and
Hmm.
mature and should have learned from these things. So if you are in your
Hmm.
40s, close to your 40s or older, and this is the kind of stuff, no, I don't want it. Get somebody else to do it.
Hmm.
Okay, so to wrap up this conversation, we're gonna say the rules for dating in 2023. Number one, to be open. We
Yes.
got to be open. We got to be open. We got to, number two, find us a third place. We talked a
Yes.
lot about the gym, but if the gym is not your place, you got to find your third place. Where can you go more frequently to see people and to kind of catch that eye, wink and smile? Number
Yes.
three, ladies, Manny said, we got to open our mouth, speak, try to get the number, right?
Send
Then,
me
Yeah,
the number.
yeah. Don't think bad about that. This is not 20 years ago. Guys need a little more help these days. That's what it is. And so, might be a little more unsure. So just tell the guy, hey, call me. You ain't got to just be crazy thirsty. Call me now. No, just be like, hey, why don't we talk about this over dinner? And then you can invite the guy out one time too first. A gentleman might pay anyway if you invite us out, really, because
mhm.
Hmm.
we're not used to that too. So you get brownie points when you approach the guy first. Brownie points. You don't get the ask,
Putting that on my
yeah,
And number four, invite on the date.
Yes,
I love
I
it.
do. I will say that don't be afraid to invite somebody out, because sometimes they may want to, but then they don't know what your schedule. And as I say, some people they can be so slightly awkward. You know what I'm saying? They don't know
hmm,
how to, and then they scared of rejection. But I think with me, I don't mind asking somebody like, "Hey, I want to take you out." But if I'm open enough to ask that, I'm open enough to be like, "You said nah." I'm like, "All right,
Exactly.
cool." And I just look at where
hmm,
I save my money. I'm saving my time. And, it's like, is it no right now? Or, maybe when I want to go, then our time don't coincide. Or it's just like, nah, I can't do it. I want that specific, because then they'll let me know, like, oh, okay, well, it's not right now. We got to just figure out some dates or whatever like that. So
yeah,
put yourself out
And
there.
number five is be 100, whatever that means to you, right? Don't lie. If you on a dating profile, don't lie to people. Show up as who you are. If you're meeting in a grocery store, be real about who you are. If you What's the other place you meet, Manny? At the gas station. Nobody ever try to talk to me at the gas
Mm-hmm.
station.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just be real. Be real from jump. If And it's fine, ladies and gentlemen. If the date is not going well, this is not going well. We should just end it here.
Yes.
Thank you for, a good time or for your time, because it wasn't probably a good time. Thank you for your time, but I hope you have a good evening. And end it there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've seen in the news where some men don't take those things very well, but generally speaking,
Most dudes, most dudes will respect it. You might get their ego
yeah,
or pride a little bit, but
Yeah.
they're gonna respect it because you told the truth. And still,
right,
everyone likes honesty. Period.
yeah,
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Be honest.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Absolutely.
Manny, we thank you so much for joining us today.
of
Yeah.
course, of course.
I kind of did an introduction at the beginning, but I
Mhm.
know that you have a book. So could you take some time and talk about that a little bit, where they can find your book, where they can find
Oh
you
yeah,
on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are in the
yeah,
internet?
yeah. So my book is available Amazon.com. This is my book, by the way. So Amazon.com.
What's
Also,
the title?
it's called My Thoughts, a collection of poetry by Emmanuel Ehiemua. This is my
Love it,
name.
love it.
Okay, something I drew. It's like the tree of knowledge for me. And I made it to open up like this as well, so you can see I like the tree of knowledge. That's
I like
Okay,
so
that.
Fifth
That's
Manny.
nice.
yeah, broken hearts in the bottom because that's
Oh,
the
is that what it
roots.
is?
Yeah, and the top are just full hearts because through the pain and things of relationships, we're
Um,
learning, right? So it's still beneficial.
yeah.
Okay, so
Can
that's the
you
thing.
open up
So
the book again? I want to see that.
you want to see this?
And
Let's
thank you
see.
for describing that. Oh my goodness, I
You're
love
welcome.
that. I love that.
Yeah. So that's
Oh,
how I
that's
want them at the
beautiful.
visual. And yeah. So yeah, but you can do that. If you want me to sign it, of course, DM me and I can send you a copy, mail it to you, sign it, that kind of thing. So those are ways to get it for now. I'm working on my website. I'm just revamping it or get it. So hopefully very soon the website as well. I do events and things of that nature as well. Speaking of events. So IG, Manny the Poet is up there. Sutton Avenue. Also do I have M Fresh AD is my other page, even though it's not about poetry, it's my model page. But those two pages are the way to get a hold of me and my agent. Mhm.
All
So
right.
So you made it a model too. So there was a question a
yes,
little earlier, but I didn't know if it could fit in the conversation. But
hmm
um, someone said the people want to know, is Manny single? That was in the comments.
it was a
It is
so
in
I'm
the comments.
is it
Somebody said, is Manny
hmm
single?
hmm well I'm dating. I'll say that. So I leave it at that. I'm so
So
private like that, but
you're kind of dating, but you're not taken off the market just yet. But you are dating.
mm,
Am I getting you in trouble or something? I'm sorry.
no, I'm
Okay.
I'm no, I'm dating and so okay like this. So when I'm dating someone, how I am now in my 40s, probably went like this before. I just said, I'm dating someone. I'm just like focused on dating one
Focused. I
person.
got you.
Like I
Trying
don't
to see if
have,
it goes to the next step.
yeah. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's fine. That's what we talked about. That something doesn't work out, doesn't work out. And just dating one person. For me, when I was younger, I thought like if you're even dating someone, if it's one person, that just looks like we're in a relationship. I'm your boyfriend. And so that's what I thought before in my younger days. Like
Hmm.
now, I don't feel the same. I realize I got more work to do and things I want to do anyway. And I can't be juggling, dating six people, five people, three. I can't do that. Maybe when I was younger, maybe. But
I feel you.
so for
I
me,
like that.
yeah. So for me, it's just this is what it is.
Okay. Okay. Well, people, you got your answer.
Mhm.
But again, we
Mhm.
just want to thank you for joining us. He's not leaving just yet, but just definitely want to say thank you for joining us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We definitely will have to bring you back.
Yeah, y'all get my
Um,
bug. It's about the cycle. So it's about I get chapter one is the chase. Okay. We talked about that. Some people like serial dating and or meeting someone for the first time at that high. Then you have a second chapter of fidelity. And then it's
mhm.
the third chapter love. So it's different stages. And so it's really crucial, right? Because you can figure out most people make it to the trial of the second one, and
Mhm.
then time went by, you arguing and getting to know each other. You're not really bent in. Then we back to the chase, meet someone else, and getting that high from this new person. So how do we get through this middle part, this phase, to get to
Yeah.
this fidelity, this relationship, this marriage, this partnership, whatever you make it? So that's really what the book is about through poetry. You
I
know,
love this.
so I just like poem. I like writing everything, anything, but poetry is one of my things. I talk about that a little later, but I started writing it for a reason. I lost
Mhm.
someone dear, Kilo, for Fizz, so that triggered me
Mhm.
to start writing. So this is what it's about: relationships. It really is, and helping people identify these cycles so you can know you got something to look forward to. We can get caught up in the first or the second, but if we stick it out, we have this happiness, this peace coming.
I feel like you definitely need to come back. Like we need to get this book, Renee, and read it, read the
Mm-hmm.
poetry, and then we can come
Mm-hmm.
back and discuss it and like break it down and talk more about relationships, the
Mm-hmm.
good, the bad, the
Mm-hmm.
funny.
Mhm.
That would
Mm-hmm.
be good if we'll get it on the books for sure. You
Yeah, I
would
would
be
love to
an
do that. This goes to
amazing guest.
yes, yes, I love that. I would love that. So thank y'all for having me. This is great. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere, but this is a good, this is a great opportunity, just to talk to you all and bounce these different perspectives and help people out with meeting people, whether online or in person. So this is great. I thank y'all for the opportunity, and I'm
Yeah.
definitely coming back. If y'all invite me for sure.
Heck yeah, you coming back. We
Absolutely.
making a plan, I
That's
promise. When we get off this call, we're gonna make a plan.
Mhm.
But now on to the last part of our section where we want to celebrate everybody and everything they're doing. This still says happy birthday, but really it's happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy promotion, happy you quit your job, happy you on vacation. But we're gonna start off by saying happy birthday to one of our biggest supporters, Frenette. Happy birthday. Her birthday was actually January 31st. So it was on Tuesday. So happy birthday, Frenette. Renee, do you have anyone today?
Yes, I do. My beloved brother, his birthday is on tomorrow. Crazy self. Peter Wee Straw, I love you. I love you. I love you. My cousin Kevin, his birthday is on Valentine's Day. He'll be spreading love. I know. My friend Lydia and music mogul, my friend, um, producer Miami Mike. His birthday is also coming
Okay.
up this month. So
Manny, do you have any birthdays, anniversaries, or anything to
Mhm.
shout out?
Yeah, first my daughter Zaina, she's gonna be 13, February
Oh
9th. So
my
I gotta say
goodness.
happy early birthday to her. Um, Tony P. This is we call him Tony P. Dr. Anthony Price. Okay. All right.
okay,
Celebrity dentist in Memphis,
In
my
Memphis,
chapter
honey, doing
brother.
it.
yes.
He had a recent birthday, so happy late birthday again to you, Noop. That's it. So my shout out. Shout out Andre Anderson as well. Okay. So yeah. So
I
another
had
so
I had one birthday I forgot. Kim. Happy birthday, Kimberlyn. Her birthday is on Valentine's Day. She is also a love baby. So happy birthday. That will on February 14th. And
All
as we
right.
always say, please, 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 we want to celebrate your accomplishments, your anniversary. So if you would DM us on all social media at the 40 spot, or you can send us an email at the 40 spot, the 40 spot at gmail.com. Please let us know about everything that you're doing. We want to celebrate life with you.
Okay, we do have some comments for Nat. Her dad's birthday is on the 24th. And Brianna said that her baby girl, she's going to be 4 years old.
Oh,
Brinley Gray, her birthday is on the 17th. Also, she has her own LLC. It's Brinley Gray Boutique and Books. So that will be 1 years old. So we are very, very happy for her to be in business for 1 year. So good things happening, good things happening.
yes, yes, yes. Well, we will be back February, what is it, 19th? And we're gonna have a great topic with you right now. I think do we have a guest still on that
I
topic?
believe that will be BJ. We will have him, educator, coming back talking about the school to prison pipeline.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So come back February 19th. You'll see it. We're gonna be posting it everywhere. So come back and enjoy a conversation with us. As Renee always say, follow us, like us, share us at the 40 spot.
Yeah. Tell a
On
friend, tell everybody.
Yes, tell your mom, your auntie, and your cousins. But in the meantime, remember, if it costs you your piece, it is too expensive. Guys, have a wonderful week. Be blessed. We see y'all later. Bye.